Good evening, folks. We are back. We're back with another Halloween one-shot, this time featuring folks from Flicks XRayed and beyond. So, starting at the top with Derman. Who are you? Where would folk know you from? And what's your character? What's the fears?
I'm Darcy. I'm from Canada. I partner up with Tony on Flicks XRayed on the regular. I am currently playing Derman Klein. He is a dwarven dungeoneer who guides people through dungeons and ruins and stuff. He has a fear of still bodies of water in the underground and is afraid of the sun touching his skin.
Fantastic. Next, we have Hugh.
Hello, I'm Ryan. I'm also from Flicks XRayed, a guest occasionally. I will be playing Hugh, a human fighter who's smart like a rock, and his fears are birds and doorknobs.
Fantastic. And finally, rounding off the trilogy, we have Olgo.
Hi, I'm Tony. I'm the main host of Flicks XRayed, and tonight I'm going to be playing Ulgo. I am a dwarven thief wearing a long trench coat and definitely not selling things on street corners to people, so don't tell the guards or anything. Uh, he's the only thing he really fears is getting caught by the police and dogs, sentient security systems as they are.
Fantastic. So, that's the players tonight. As always, I have Kato and May. So he will be probably making appearances all the way through, and you'll probably hear him. But apart from that is the players. Let us begin. So, as always, with anything we ever do, and ever will probably ever do with Penance RPG, you have responded to the request from work on the wall of a tavern. And as you arrive to the tavern, it's slightly quiet. And as you walk to the tavern door itself, you notice there are two very large armed guards standing outside. And as you get closer, you hear a, "You ready for the work?"
Yeah, work.
Oh, 1 second. I just realised if I click out, it decides it wants to freeze. Apologies. So, alright, well. He turns around, bangs on the door opens. And as you wander inside, you see the bar is completely empty, apart from a single table with enough chairs for yourselves plus one. The barkeep over in the corner is counting a quite large stack of gold coins into a bag. And as you basically sit and invest yourself, he goes, "Help yourself at the bar. I've been paid for all of it. Don't care. Drink what you want." What do you do?
Well, I think I'm going to go grab a tankard of ale then.
All right.
I'm gonna follow suit and take not just one but two tankards.
Fair.
I'm just gonna go sit at the table because I didn't understand what he said.
That's fine. All right. So as you sort of sit and enjoy your drinks after maybe 5-10 minutes, the door opens again, and in strides a dwarf in obvious finery. Hello, AJ. And a dwarf with infinite finery. He walks in. He's got obvious jewellery all down his arms and obvious jewels and stuff, and he has a very kind of, that kind of look of someone that they know they're important. And he sits down in front of me and goes, "Alright, sure you're all in awe of knowing it's me that's doing this job, right?"
Work?
He looks round and gets no reaction, and he goes, I know, you're just being gracious. It's Theodore Herhart." Again, just looks round, gets no reaction. He goes, "Mr. Topaz? No." Ah, fuck.
Just
Work.
I shake head and I put the second tankard in front of Hugh that I took from the bar because I feel bad that he's not drinking.
That's fine. So you put the tankard down in front of Hugh, and he goes, "Right, well, all you need to know is I'm a big cheeser in here. People respect me. I'm, a known jeweler and this." And he pulls his sleeve back, and there's even more jewelry up his entire arm. It's all very intrinsic and very beautiful make. And he goes, I do all this myself. I do all the jewel crafting. But I've asked you here today because I need some folks roughing up, you know?
Hugh just looks confused. Cheese?
Aye, Biggin, aye. You can have their cheese, aye. Looks at the barman and goes, you get the big fella some cheese, please. And the barman reluctantly walks over and puts a small sort of wooden plate of cheese on the table. He goes, right, aye. Anyways, so, my family, for generations after generations after generations, have owned a small plot of land, as it were, out in the mountain way, which for the last couple of generations, after we mined the mine dry, we decided we'd rent out to some manlings. With the proviso that these manlings, anything they ever get from that mine or any more, they pay to me. And the problem is, that bastard Phileas Brennan, he came to me the other day and he said, Topaz, you see this sapphire? And he holds up this gem. It's as big as my fist. And I go, what are you doing with that? And he goes, I'm going to put it in a tankard. And I'm like, oh yeah. No one wants a tankard with that size of jewel on it. And he's like, aye, they do. And not only that, I got this cheap. And I got it from your land. Oh, no dwarf can have that. No a gem that size. No sold cheaply. No. And that Brennan, he won't live it down. So I need to know how that gem came to be. I need you all go down there. Find out why they've sold to Brennan of all people. I need you to break my honour back. Break these people.
So you don't just need us to rough someone up. You need us to investigate who to rough up.
Well, I mean, you could just rough them up. I don't mind, personally. But, if you can find out how they're getting these gems, because my great-great-great-great-great-grandpappy, he dug that entire mine out. There's nothing else there. Shouldn't it be anything else? You know dwarves go deep, as it were. We know when there's no gems left. And I don't know where they found these. But, oh, that Brennan. I can't have my family's jewels being put into a tankard.
I'm sorry. Do you want to rephrase that again?
Well, he makes tankards. He's a pure smith, as it were. He's like, that tin nonsense. He makes them.
And he's putting your family jewels in the tankards.
Aye. No dwarf can stand for his family jewels being put in a tankard. Oh, it just angers me thinking about it.
I bet it does. Put anybody's family jewels in a tankard.
Aye. Oh, my grandpappy could see. Putting my family jewels in a tankard. Oh.
You want your grandpappy to see your?
No. My grandpappy's long dead, thank God. But if he saw that Brennan got cheap things from my land. Oh, I just.
So why pay for adventurers to go rough them up when you already got a couple of goons out front?
Oh well, if I just went out there and punched Brennan in the face, a lot of people would probably be happy about it. But it wouldn't do much for my persona, as it were. And I know when I go down to my village, named after my family, that they don't talk to me. The last time I went down there, they treated me like dirt. I own the damn land and they treated me like dirt. So I know if I went down there or sent goons, obvious goons, they'd just be like, he's that bastard here, I sent them down. So I can't do that. I need to go a wee bit incognito, as it were.
I can do incognito.
Aye.
How are you feeling?
Good cheese.
All right.
Aye. You fire in, Biggin.
He comes in handy when there's doors involved.
Aye, I can imagine, aye.
We just got to make sure we go first if we want the door to stay intact.
Yeah.
Or the doorknob's bad. round, weird. Don't like.
Aye, don't like knockers.
He's-
No. Can't abide them either.
He's fine with latches, just doorknobs.
Aye.
Knobs, weird. Don't like touch big round thing. Mommy said bad. No touch knob.
Oh, boy.
My mammy was the same. Didn't he touch knobs, wee man? It's no good for you. Got germs on them. Don't know where they've been.
Can't be touching knobs with family jewels on.
Aye, I know. But aye, so basically I just need you to go down there, find out what's going on, and deal with it, alright?
All right. You have a map that maybe we could use to figure out where that area is?
Oh,
Do you have a
I'll get
payment
car
plan?
for you. A car will be here tomorrow morning. He sort of ruffles through his pockets a bit and pulls out this massive bag of gold. Just chucks it on the table and goes, aye, there's your down payment. If you find out what's going on and you can deal with it, there'll be a lot more that way.
Hugh grabs
All
one of
right.
the coins and bites it.
It tastes like
Hugh,
real
don't be
gold,
rude.
slightly softer than the ones you're used to, but it does taste like real gold.
He's not checking to see if they're real. He just likes the taste.
Aye, you know.
Yeah.
I've been at many of their parties, aye.
Hugh, put the gold down. It's not
Ye-
eating gold.
Okay. Later?
Maybe if you're good.
Okay.
We'll find
I
some
take
with
the rest of
chocolate
the gold
inside of it for you.
pouch
Good
and
cheese.
move it out of arm's length from you. Push the
Alright.
cheese platter a little closer.
Good cheese. I like cheese. Cheese good.
Aye, Biggin, you fire out the cheese. It's a lot nicer yellow thing than gold, aye. Anyways, you need anything else before I go? The car will be here first thing in the morning.
How deep does this mine go?
Oh, I went down to the bedrock, if I remember my grandpappy's tales.
So you've never seen the bottom of it?
He was a renowned miner. He dug for days and days and days and days and brought back the best there was in that mine. Mostly just iron, you know, but aye.
Grandpappy have tail?
Uh,
You say Grandpappy tails.
maybe that's why some people looked in it weirdly, but that shouldn't be a problem. Aye. Anyways, you need anything else before I go?
Do you have a map of the mine?
No for the mine, no, but I'll have a wee look and see if I can get one sent over to you. Last time, maybe in the family crypt. I'll have to go and have a wee look.
All right.
I think I'm good.
Leave in the morn.
Alright, he sort of stands up, he sort of bows to all of you and goes, right, well, keep me informed what's going on, alright? And he walks his way to the door, and the guards open the door for him, he wanders out. At this point, you have a couple of hours left, you can do anything you want, you can sit and drink, you can go to the market, you can do anything you want.
Let's go to the market.
Alright,
Okay.
so...
More cheese?
More cheese.
Sure.
So you wander over to the market, and despite several long conversations with the cheese vendor, you also notice a very spherical dwarf, who is literally as fat as he is, tall as he is round. And as you sort of walk near him, he goes, hello there, would you like to buy a tankard?
That depends. Do you have any tankards with jewels in them?
Oh, wonderful. Yes, I've got a wonderful jewel ready. And he sort of wanders to the back and he comes back a minute later. And round his neck is this massive sapphire. It's about the size of your fist if you put them together. It's huge, it's gleaming. And he's like, look at this, I got this recently. Would you maybe like this in a tankard? I could put one in for you. It would cost you a lot of gold, but look at this. It's one of a kind piece.
It's astounding. Where
almost-
did you find such a stone?
It's almost tempting just to piss the guy off.
Oh, I can't tell you where I got it from, but I can tell you that it really annoys someone else. But what I need you to do is, if you want, I might could have more soon. I'm sending my my associate Frederick. He's going to go and buy more of them. So once I have more, you can buy more. And it'll be wonderful, with all different colours and sizes. I'm so devious.
I'd be interested if you could procure a ruby of that size.
Oh, well, I'd have to speak to Frederick, but I think it could be done. And I mean, Frederick said that the vendor who I bought this from told me that there were many, many, many gems of a startling size and shape. There's even including one that's... When he looks over and he gestures towards there's like a sort of stool, like a saddle-sized stool, sitting aside. He goes, "There's one bigger than that. Imagine the size of the tankard you'd need to put it in. Oh, it'd be so wonderful."
And you said your associate Frederick has this connection?
I say associate. He's married to my sister. She's trying
So
to get
he's
him a
more
proper job. You know, these humans don't live for very long, so not like dwarves. They can't have enough years' experience for most places.
No, we understand that. That's why we bring this one along with us. He's a little simple.
Oh, yes, between you and me, he's probably the Frederick of your group. He giggles to himself.
I don't like talking ball.
I'm sorry, would you like a complimentary tankard? It's a simple one made of very nice pewter. And he offers you this very plain-looking tankard.
I'll take it.
Remember, if you ever ask to send them here, I mean, Brennan Pewtersmiths, it works really well. I mean, my sister keeps telling me that I should call it something different, but that's only if Frederick gets the job. I mean, he can get the job unless he gets all the jewels, obviously, but yes.
You have family jewels?
Well, I will have soon. They'll be in my family for generations. It'll be wonderful.
I thought you were planning on selling them.
Well, I will be, but he leans in close and goes, "I've been told there's lots, and I'm going to get them dirt cheap."
How did you come across such an arrangement? Humans aren't normally that good.
Well, you see, what happened is about a week ago, this man arrived, and he was going through the stalls, seeing if anyone would be interested in buying any of these jewels, and one of the things amongst him was this massive sapphire, and I did the truly honest merchant thing of plying him with whiskey, and eventually he told me where he got it from. And he bought it from Hertfordshire, the ancient home of Theodore Topaz. Oh, I'm so devious. I offered him the lowest price I could think, and the man told me that was a fortune. He thought I was paying him so much. So devious.
It's quite the business savvy you have there.
Oh, yes. So we sent him back, and he's going to arrange a meeting with Frederick. I told him Frederick was a duke. He's going to think Frederick's all rich. It's going to be so funny.
And you're sure a simple human could pull off such a ruse?
Oh, Frederick's a bit thick, you know, but he's got all the... Most of it should be downed, and if it's anything like the runner, the courier, as it were, then these villagers will just be so simple. They'll give him everything without him even having to say anything. It's wonderful.
It's quite devious of you.
I know.
Is Frederick here? I'd love to see him to see if he would actually live up to this ruse.
Frederick's on his way there. Well, he's not on his way there, actually. He leaves tomorrow night, but he should be there the day after tomorrow. But it's because my sister won't let him out on Fridays. You see, apparently some problem with him flirting with women or something. I don't really know.
Oh. He's a flirt?
Humans.
Well, he's married to my sister. I mean, he could do far better.
Well, at least he's only a human. He shan't live for too long.
I mean, the sound she makes when she sleeps. Good God, I don't know how anyone could bear to live with that their life, but apparently he finds it attractive. I hope.
Her night sounds?
Yeah, she makes a kind of wheeze. Always done it ever since she was a child. It's very off-putting and caused me to get many sleepless nights, but, you know, since I left my dwarven home many years ago, I still look at her and go, Fanny, you still make the weirdest noises when you sleep. And she tells me it's some sort of nose condition or something, I don't know.
She's got the fanny wheeze.
That's it, yes, we used to joke about that, and many times, and I joked to Frederick saying that, do you like the fanny wheeze? And he didn't seem to understand what we were making a joke of.
Ah,
Well,
yes.
you know,
Some
humans.
wouldn't understand that.
Yeah.
Right, Hugh?
We done with human ball yet?
Did you just say something about your balls there, Hugh?
No touch knob.
That's okay, Hugh. Let's get you some more cheese.
Yeah.
If you do see Frederick, help him along his way, will you? Just, give him a little bit of a nudge and tell him that we know that you're the best joke you can be, and he'll be so happy.
I can
Some
push
of the
Frederick.
humans look very similar. Can you give me some sort of descriptor of what he looks like so I know what to search for?
All humans look the same to me. He's about human height. I think he has hair. Never really bothered, to be honest. I've only met him really in
You know
letters.
what color it is?
Am I Frederick?
Well,
No, Hugh, you're not Frederick.
he's about, I don't know how old he is in manling terms. I know the dwarves live a lot longer, so I don't really know why Fanny's with him, to be honest, because he's a young, striking man, apparently. But yes, apparently she's
I can strike, man.
No, Hugh, not right now.
Oh.
Not yet. Not yet, Hugh.
All right, if you want to buy some tankards, come back in a couple of days' time and I'll have these wonderful gems.
That sounds excellent. I look forward to doing business with you.
Oh, wonderful. All right, can I help you with anything else?
Not at this time.
All right, well, if you ever need anything made out of pewter, you know where to come.
Excellent. Well met, sir.
All right, so he bustles off as only a sphere can, and you wander around the market, not finding much interesting for the rest of the night. So you procure some more cheese and return to the inn.
Do we discover Hugh is lactose intolerant?
That would be a dangerous ride to the land tomorrow.
Sneak failed due to flatulence.
He'll be a biohazardous weapon.
Yep.
Roll for smell. -12.
If you want. Jim's going to freeze for a
All
second.
right,
'cause I
so
took up
the
time.
next morning is when the cart is leaving.
Oh. So, you return to the inn. You all get a decent night's sleep. Next morning, you get up and get onto the cart. The cart trip is as intriguing as you wish it to be, but after about maybe 7-8 hours in the cart, you eventually arrive at this small hamlet that is Herartshire. As you arrive in, you basically find the immediate buildings that you see obvious to you is there's a market area with there's a man making like a wheels for carts, like a sort of cartwright job. There's the stables, which look to be maintained by a very young-looking human. Looks maybe 18, 19. You see an inn that looks like it's seen better days. You see a building that looks like a barn, and it's got a sign outside with barn crossed out in school, written really badly above it. And you see above the rest, you see this slightly grander looking house than the rest. And as you pull into this, the sort of young man turns and goes, "Hello there, I'm Abel. what are you looking for? I can help you. Where are you needing to go? It's
Family jewels we
At
look
this-
for.
at this time. It's evening, just so you're aware what time slot we're going into. So we're going into evening. So it's going into the 6 to midnight time slot.
We're new to the area, and we were wondering if there's any mines about.
Oh, there's a mine. Yeah, I don't really know much about it. I can take you to the elder. He could maybe help you out.
That would be appreciated.
All right.
Wasn't Frederick supposed to be here around this time?
I don't know anything about Frederick, but I know Roderick. He's around somewhere. I don't know a Frederick. At this point, your choices for the evening are the inn or the elder's house.
Let's go to elders.
All right. So he leads
Right,
you
Hugh?
up. He leads you up this winding path, and he goes, "Oh, I'm glad you come visit our little village. We could do with the sort of tourism money. We not really had many people come by." He goes up and knocks quite sort of loud but politely on the door. He turns to the rest of you and goes, "Are you staying here long?"
Yeah. That's
A few
good.
days.
All right, okay then. Well, that's nice. You know, you here for trade?
Something like that.
Oh, that's
Family
really nice,
jewels.
Ignore him.
Oh well, you know,
Don't pay too much attention to Hugh. He's a bit soft in the head.
Oh,
Oh, me hardhead. Tough.
oh well, you know, it's good to be. You know, I mean, I'm quite tough myself. But the problem is, I only learned to be tough because I fell over all the time. You know, had a lot of rough childhood, as it were, but not because my father in, just because I'm sort of clumsy. I've been kicked by an horse many times, as it were, as well.
Well,
Yeah,
you
take
humans
horseback.
are a little too tall.
At this point, he kind of like awkwardly looks at the door, and there's no answer, and he goes, "I'm not sure what's going on here. Tom usually answers the door by now." He stands up and he knocks a lot louder and a lot more forceful on the door. And after about another 30 seconds of very awkward conversation, he goes, sorry, but could you all look the other way, please? I need to get the key for the door and, you know, security and all that."
Do you help with door?
No, Hugh.
Hugh,
No help.
not this door.
Not this door.
Okay.
We turn around.
Okay.
But I want to, the second after I turn around, I want to look back and see where the key is.
Okay. You turn around, he moves the one single flower pot anywhere nearby and lifts the key. And he goes and opens the door and goes, "Sorry about that. You gotta have privacy, you know. But the problem is
Oh,
we
of
need to
course.
have a key out here because Tom has a habit of falling asleep. You see, we need him for meetings." So
That makes sense.
you wander in. The house is pitch black, and at this point, the young man brings out a small lantern and goes, "You see, not like Tom?" And he lights the lantern and he starts walking around, going, "Tom, Tom," and he's lighting the uprights as he goes along. He goes, "This is very queer. Usually we have Tom by now. Not sure about that. It's very strange." And he gets to the room at the end.
My danger senses are tingling.
He gets to the room at the end and he sort of taps on the door and goes, "Tom, you in your office?" He looks under the sort of tiny bit under the door and there's no light coming. He goes, "This is very strange. Usually if he's in his office, he's at least got the light on." At this point, from the doorway, you hear a very shrill, "Who are you?" And you all turn round to see human of about 11, 10-ish, 11. He goes, "Who are you? Why are you in my house?"
Who are you?
"I'm Tom.
Where's Tom?
I'm Tom. Why are you in my house?"
I thought Tom was the village elder.
Oh, this is young Tom. You know, it's his grandson. "I'm not young Tom. I'm Tom." Oh, well, you know, we used to call him Little Tom, but he got very angry about that. "I'm not Little Tom." Well, you can see he don't really like any nicknames we give him, but you know, he is Little Tom compared to Big Tom.
So where is Big Tom?
Big Tom died. At this point, you hear a very grumpy sound from the other side of the room. He goes, You died of natural causes. I didn't! I killed him! No, you didn't, Tom. You just think you did because of that weird strange bloke that came in and started telling you how be do. It's like, oh, I did! I killed him! I poisoned him! I'm sorry, I don't really know how to deal with this. And at this point the kid goes, why are you in my house?
We are
We
looking
were
for
able to
family
find
jewels.
information from the town elder, and I look at Abel and I go, "How? If you knew Tom was dead, why were you looking for him?"
Oh no, that's Big Tom you asked about. You're looking for Old Tom. Old Tom's the elder. It's a family line. They all have the same name, you know.
Okay, so Big Tom is
Oh.
not the elder. Old Tom.
Old
is
Tom's the
elder.
elder, right? Big Tom was his son, and he unfortunately died in some weird accident, you know, out in the forest. Arthur knows more about it than I do. And then this
Who's
is
Arthur?
Little Tom, and again you just hear the shrill shriek out that he's not Little Tom.
Oi,
Okay.
Tom, where's your granddad?
Why do I know? He should be in his office. Why are you in my house?
We're looking for your grandfather. Thought we established this. Are you not listening?
At this point, he just kind of goes, but he just look. You see him look down the floor and get almost apoplectic in rage in the color. You didn't even make them wipe their feet. They brought mud into the house.
Look what you've done.
Sorry. Excuse me, folks. Would you mind going back outside and wiping your feet?
Okay.
I sigh and I go back outside and I wipe my feet and then I go, hold a tick. Tom, why are you running around the house with no lights on?
Cause I just got back. I was out doing things. Why
What
are
are
you
you
in
doing?
my house?
We've already established this.
Why didn't you brush your feet off when you came in?
Because I live here. It's my house.
All right.
At
So
this
you
point, he
came
just
back
kind of
from doing what?
he just throws a massive strop and just storms upstairs and slams the door. At this point, Abel goes, "I'm really sorry about him. He's
All right.
he's quite
Good
an
talk,
opinionated child."
All right. So if old Tom's not here, where else might he be? Or should we wait here in his office for him?
Well, it's already so late. If he's not here now, and assuming he lives here,
Well, Tom might have fallen asleep in the sofa again or in his chair. Let me just check the office. Could you look the other way a second? And again, he waits till you all look the other
Okay.
way. Then he moves the one picture in the whole room and takes a key from behind it and opens the door. And as he opens the door, and the light from the sort of dining room area illuminates into the office, you see in the middle of the room, you see the sort of very desiccated and twisted body of something. It definitely looks humanoid, and it looks like it's very, very dusty and curled up. And he goes, "What's that?"
And Tom,
When was the
I
last time you saw old Tom, Abel?
Oh, he was here at lunchtime. He was down the inn.
I'm going to slowly enter the room with my hand on my sword, ready to fight anything that pops up at me.
Okay.
Because I've gone through some shit before. Desecrated corpses in the middle of the room. That's a trap.
All right. You walk in with your sword drawn.
You go touch that thing.
You get. You know, he goes, "What's this then? Where's Tom?"
I tell Abel to stay outside the room.
I'm gonna keep an eye on Abel.
He looks to be having
I'm-
a small crisis. Like he's not sure what to do, and he looks quite panicked.
Actually, I'm going to go back, grab the lamp from Abel,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to go take a closer look at that body.
Okay. Should I go and get someone?
Hold just here for a second. Don't be going nowhere.
Okay. All right. So you walk into
Last
the
thing
room.
we need is you running off and there being something up.
All right. So you walk into the room with the lantern. In the middle of the room, it looks like a body lying amongst the shattered remnants of a chair. And it looks like it was thrown back from... It looks like it's sort of flown backwards from where the desk was.
And you said it's dusty? Like it hasn't been touched?
It's very dusty, as in it looks very dry, almost like mummified. Like very dried out and very twisted.
What about the rest of the office? Is there dust?
Nope, the rest of the office looks relatively clean.
Is there a desk with stuff all over it?
On the desk seems to be a couple of... it seems to be a lot of sort of lots of little craftsmanship craftsmanship tools, and off to the side there seems to be a couple of small gems just lying around.
I holler up the stairs at Tom,
All right.
yelling, "Tom, get down here!"
There you go. You hear that? Why?
I have a question for you.
Well, why do I need to come down?
It's a visual question.
So while we're waiting for Tom the Third,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kind of pull the body
Tom the
back.
Only.
Tom the Only. I'm going to kind of pull the body back and get a closer look at its face.
Okay. As soon as you touch the body, immediately a substantial portion of it crumbles to dust. As soon as you touch it.
Hugh sneezes.
Damn it, Hugh. We just lost his leg now.
No like dust. Dust bad.
Damn it, Hugh, stop breathing for a second.
That hurt, do. Okay.
What is he wearing? Like, does he have any chains or anything? Symbols?
He seems to be wearing a very simple-looking robe, and very kind of very sort of it's just like a sort of I want to kind of say like a cultist robe, but not really. Kind of like a sort of villager robe, effectively. But sort of long, what would be a long flowing robe to anyone else.
Does Tom come down?
After a couple of minutes of basically going back and forth, Tom eventually does come downstairs, yes. He goes, "What do you want?"
When was the last time you saw your granddad?
"This morning." "Why?"
Does he own a robe?
"Yeah."
Does it look like that one?
He just turns and looks at it and goes, "What's that?"
A robe on the ground?
A dead body? What's it look like?
You immediately see you see sort of flickers of several different emotions going through Tom, and then he just bursts into tears and goes, "What's happened?"
All right, Tom. You have to come to terms. You are now only Tom.
Hi, only Tom.
So he is literally standing in the hallway looking into the room where the dusty remains of his grandfather are, and he is in a flood of tears.
All right, only Tom. Where's your mom?
I'm Tom. Tom, mom.
At this point, Abel goes, his mum's long gone. Really, she left after Big Tom died."
All right, I look at only Tom. All right, you're an orphan now. Congrats.
Congrats. Here's your adventurer's starting kit.
Here's your first dagger.
Now go into this town and smith 30 more daggers.
No, he's an orphan. He's got a tragic backstory now. He's going to become a rogue.
Exactly. Go smith some more daggers so you can start throwing them at people. Anyways, back at the plot. There must be some kind of a spell that did this.
Abel, are there any wizards or mages in this town?
No, that I'm aware of. We don't really have much magic, though we did have a fellow come in the inn a couple of weeks ago.
Tell me more about him.
He did these weird card tricks and everything. He called himself a magician. Mr. Wizzo was his name.
Mr. What now?
Mr. Wizzo.
Wizzo?
Oi.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a wizard. Get the town, get the pitchforks.
Oh yeah, some guy selling card tricks and coin behind the ears is definitely did this.
Do you have another explanation?
Obviously, some like high level magic, not just flick the card. Hey, it's up your nose.
Fire?
Isn't that the same thing?
No,
Maybe fire.
no, fire would have incinerated the corpse. This is a very long time compressed in about a couple of hours.
Like a card trick.
No.
I'm no mage, but I can tell you right now.
I also know mage. I know one mage.
You know
Nope.
mage?
Midge. I know Midge.
Makes more sense.
Yeah,
He's smart like me.
That makes more sense.
All right, Abel, what happened to this Mr. Wizzo?
Oh, he was here. He sort of did a couple of card tricks. Asked for some weird birthday cake thing, if we're not sure what it was. And he sort of wandered on his way. Said they weren't ending here.
A birthday cake?
I don't really understand what that is, but apparently it was a thing he's used to.
But he left already, right?
Oh, aye. He was only here for about 2 days.
A few weeks ago, you said?
Aye.
right, well,
Good couple of weeks ago
I
now.
think
He said
I
he
think
did
we need to alert the authorities that we have an orphan that needs to be put into an orphanage right away.
No, we don't really have an orphanage. Well, I'm aware. I could go and get Henry if you want. He might know.
Who's Henry?
He's the Cartwright.
Why would he know?
And
Probably
he sort of knows what's going on in the market. I always get told if you don't know what you're doing or some strange person comes into the stables, go and find Henry. Ever since I was a young boy starting in the stables.
All right, let's go. Let's go get Henry.
Before we go, I just want to check those gems on the table.
Alright. So you look at the gems on the table. They look very similar to the sapphire that you saw around the neck of Brennan earlier.
I'm going to go take those gems.
Okay.
I'm smelling magical fakes.
You pick the pile of gems up. They're many different colours and shapes and sizes. Most of them are about the size of dice, really.
All right, I add them to the pouch of gold.
All right. So Abel sort of runs off, and a couple of minutes later, you see him running back with a sort of middle-aged man and a very large man after him. And as you
Damn it, Abel! I was gonna go with you.
As he gets back, you hear a
Large Tom?
hey, hey, and the man is doubled over now, just panting. And Abel
You,
goes,
Henry.
like, this is Henry here, and that's Arthur. And he points to the man behind, and the man behind just sort of looks down. He's got a massive, like, you know, the kind of when you sort of picture in your head the style of the sort of the Amish with the big white shirt and braces and massive frame and a big beard. He just looks at you and goes,
All right, Henry.
just give me a minute. I'm not used to running anymore, Arthur.
Mages.
What? Me? What? Sorry, what?
Do you know any of any magic folk?
Magic folk? I don't know what you mean. Arthur, is he asking about magic fellow? Oh, is he? What about that fellow was at the inn? What was his name?
Well, you see,
was
old
it?
Tom seems to have been killed by some sort of magical thing.
What? What do you mean old Tom's been killed by sorry.
You know what? I'm gonna give you a
I've
minute
never
to catch
run
your
this
breath.
rest of my life.
Albert, you seem to have a solid head on your shoulders.
Who's Albert?
I thought you said that was what the other dude's name
Oh,
was.
it's Arthur.
Oh, sorry, Arthur. Arthur, you seem to have a more solid head on your shoulders. This child here is now an orphan.
He just grunts and just looks at you very confused and kind of like, what? You could just hear the sound of Tom, like, erupting into tears behind you still.
Old Tom is dead. He was killed by magic.
Old Tom, now dead Tom.
At this point,
Thank you, Hugh.
And young Tom, now only Tom.
This point, Henry kind of goes, right, I got my breath back. What are you saying about Tom? What happened? Where is he? He was in the market square earlier today. He was talking to Harold.
Who's Harold?
Harold's the guy that goes to the mine. He's determined to find something in there. Arthur, you know him better than me. What would you say about him? Aye, that's right. He sort of. What was it Tom described him as? Sort of.
Which
Family jewels?
Tom? Only Tom or dead Tom?
Old Tom described him as sort of. He was being a bit weasel-like recently, and I don't really know why, but. Damn it, Arthur, I need to do more cardio. I'm tired. I can barely breathe.
All right, so with him barely breathing, I take him to go see the very dusty dead body.
All right.
I'd like to show you old Tom.
He looks and he goes, "Oh, that's definitely a body. You sure it's Tom?"
Yeah, only Tom identified him.
I mean, it is a very old body. It could just be any old body.
So,
Does he have any identifying marks?
well, Arthur, did he have an identification on him? Oh, Arthur says he had some sort of amulet thing. Let's have a.
All right, let's go see if this body's got an amulet thing on him.
Okay. You sort of ruffle around in the body again. More of it sort of drops into dust, but you do find amongst the sort of very dusty bones, you do find an amulet with a certain insignia on it, and you go, "That's it, aye. That's it. That does mean it's old Tom. But what happened to him?
All right, well,
What would have brought him in this state?"
Well, obviously, it's some sort of magic.
magic that managed to condense years into just a few hours.
Oh,
Not fire.
you mean
Not
like
fire.
you
Thank
mean
Hugh.
like card tricks?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Like
not card tricks. Card tricks are for a quick dime. This is like assassination levels bullshit.
Oh, we had
Come on,
that.
we all know card tricks are actually when you slow time down and you do shit.
That is not how that works.
we
I'm
had
pretty
that,
sure I know what I'm talking
We
about.
had that
And
strange
I'm
fellow
pretty
in
sure you're
here.
full of shit.
That strange fellow. Remember the one that did card tricks? I've never laughed so much in my life, Arthur.
He was hypnotizing you.
He was what?
Hypnotizing.
Oh, what's that then?
It's magic.
Oh,
It's sleight of hand. He's no better than you. Anyways.
all right. Well, I don't know what to do about young Tom now. Oh dear.
Only Tom.
Oh, Arthur, what can we do about Tom? And you hear a kind of. Well, I wasn't suggesting that. Aye, well.
You put your sword away. We're not using it on only Tom.
So at this point, as you're also discussing this, you hear "It's your fault" from outside,
Oh boy, here we go.
and at this point you hear, "It's your fault. They always come because of you, and now grandfather's dead, and it's your fault, bitch."
Go and investigate.
Yeah, let's go figure out what's going on now.
Who's only Tom calling a bitch?
So you walk out and you see standing in the doorway, looking at him in a very sort of perplexed look on their face is about a girl. She looks about 10, 11, human, with long, like snow white hair and blood red eyes. And she's just standing looking confused at the two of them. He goes, and at this point you hear, "Oh, Abby, don't listen to young Tom. It's nothing to do with you. You shut up, Tom." "It's her fault. She always does this. They always come to see her. They always come to see her. No one cares about me." And Tom then runs upstairs and slams the door. And at this point, the girl just looks, like, seems to follow Tom as he runs up the stairs and then look towards the rest of you with a very kind of just
Hey,
perplexed
you,
look.
demon child.
"Oh, that's Abby. That's my daughter. Well, me and Arthur's daughter."
All right. Where did you get her from?
"Oh, well, basically, she's adopted, obviously, because, me and Arthur both being gentlemen. But, her original parents died in a very strange accident. But, she's her love and joy, ain't you, Abby? Lovely girl."
How strange.
Hmm?
How strange.
Well, it's just really just sort of, it just something happened to them, and then, she was an orphan, and then me and Arthur took her in. She's a lovely
Well, you said
girl.
it was a strange accident. Why would it be strange if it was just a simple accident?
Oh, well, it wasn't common.
I don't know.
Please elaborate.
At this point, you just hear a from Arthur behind. He goes, I know, but he asked me now. We've got to tell him. All right, okay. Well, Abby's birth mother, after giving birth to her, she tragically died. We're not sure how, some mystery, strange illness or something. She died. We never really found out. Her first set of foster parents took her, said they'd be fine with her. They'd had many of their own. And they also had a very strange accident happen to them where they sort of got into some sort of fight with each other and their knives came out. It's very unlike them. Then me and Arthur took her, and we've never had a problem. But I don't really understand what happened to the first set of foster parents because, they weren't violent people. But they ended up, there was knives involved, and let's just say it weren't a pretty sight for a young girl to see.
I lean in really close to Dermot. I go, she's a demon.
Just because she has weird eyes doesn't mean she's a demon.
The weird eyes are just part of it. Come on, did you not just hear that story? And the card trick thing?
Enough with the card trick thing!
Fire.
Hugh! Calm!
Burn with fire.
No!
Demon
No!
I don't know.
I pull out one of my torches.
Return to inventory.
My crowbar.
No.
My mace.
No.
Yes.
No.
My fishing rod.
You can keep the fishing rod off if it makes you happy. Alright.
So at this point, the girl begins to walk forward, and you hear Henry go, no, there's her body here. No, Arthur, take her outside. I don't want her seeing it. And you notice the big man just walk round, just gently put his hand on the girl's shoulder and just lead her back outside.
So what's with her eyes?
Oh, she's, what's the word that Tom used? Albatross? Armadillo?
Albino?
Albino, that was it, aye. She's, some weird thing, she's just got white hair and eyes. It's quite pretty in a weird way.
Not demon.
Oh, no, she ain't a demon. She's a very well-behaved girl. Me and Arthur have had her for, 9 years now, Arthur? Aye. 9 years we've had her. She's never been a problem once.
Alright. Cool.
All right. So who was you said? The name escapes me. The Weasley guy, was the last one seen talking to old Tom.
You're looking for Harold? He'll probably be in the inn about this time. He usually goes there overnight to talk to Odessa.
All right, I think it's time we go talk to Harold. I think Hugh should do the talking this time, if you know what I mean.
How about we use words before fishing rods?
I wasn't suggesting fishing rod.
Well, that's what Hugh currently has out right now, and that's probably what he's going to use.
He could do some damage with a fishing rod. $40 lashes.
Oh
I
god.
count that high.
Yeah, you can
Counting till you reach 40.
1,
You,
1T, 2T, 3T.
or I.
What comes after 3?
Or tree, dirty tree.
All right, I say we find this Harold.
All right.
I agree.
So as it rolls into the nighttime slots, your choices are stay in the Elder's house, go to the inn. Actually, I need to just check in case there is a third option, because my brain is being terrible. Apologies for stream freezing for a second, just to like double check the thing. This one is... No, it's just the inn of the Elder's house for the moment.
Alright, so yeah, we will go to the inn.
Alright. So as you walk down from the Elder's house, you still hear the sounds of Tom crying from his room. And you see Henry and Arthur lead the small girl away. As you walk into the inn, you see a sort of 50-ish looking woman, sort of middle-aged looking female human, behind the bar, and she goes, hello there, how can I help you?
We're looking for Harold.
Oh, well, it is lovely. I will, if I see him, I will let him know. Would you like to take a seat over there? And she gestures to a comfortable-looking seat in the corner next to the fire.
I'll go have a seat.
All right. I mean,
I will.
If any of you want a drinks or a room or anything, I'm more than happy to provide that.
I will purchase a drink.
All right. So she sells you a very tasty enough ale, and she goes, just not the very strange question to ask a stranger, but you haven't seen the small child with the long black hair. My son has not come home yet. It's not unlike him, but I just get a little worried when it gets after midnight.
Understandable. I'm pretty sure there's a demon living in your town.
There's no demon yet. We don't know that.
Well, that's why we got hired, didn't we?
No, we got hired to figure out why fucking gems were showing up in a dead mine. This is completely out of left field.
Demonic shit right there.
Not like a hidden vein or something.
Nope. Only explanation.
All right. So
right, Hugh?
Yeah.
You hear a thing? Go check out.
All right, no problem. All right, so as you go off to... As Hugh goes off to investigate the strange noise he hears, the door opens and a small child walks in. He looks somewhat similar to the small child you saw earlier. Looks again about 10, 11 years old. But he has long black hair and sort of very pale looking eyes. He just wanders
Pale
in. Pale, kind of very light blue. And
Look at that. That kid's got weird eyes too. Demonic child.
There's not. Ah!
So he wanders in. He sort of nods to the barmaid and just doesn't say anything else. Just walks past her and walks into the room and gently closes the door. Well, it is.
Was that your child?
Yes, that is my Daniel. He's a very smart little boy.
What's with his eyes?
Well, I don't know what you mean. I mean, he's the same colored eyes as me, and she gently gestures to her own eyes, and you notice her eyes are also that kind of like cold blue color. And and he also has this, and she gestures to her, sort of does a sort of ring of her hair, and this very thick black hair. And she's like, so he very much takes after his mother, thankfully. And at this point, the door pushes open and you hear, "Hello, Advessa?" And she's like, "Oh, for God's sake." At this point, a very drunk-looking man staggers his way in, sort of almost collapses over the bar and goes, "I brought your son home. I'd say our son, but he's not mine, is he, you bitch?" And she's like, "Roderick, leave. Now. We have guests."
Did you just say Frederick?
"No, this is Roderick, my ex-husband."
Oh, okay.
And he turns to all of you and goes, "So listen to her. I'm the fun one, not like her."
Well, Mr. Fun One, do you know where Harold is?
"I'm fucking Harold." "Roderick, leave. No. No, fuck Harold. Fuck that bald weasel-faced prick." "Roderick, leave. Now." "No, I'm gonna have a drink with my new friends." And he walks over towards the rest of you and goes, "Your friends, right? We'll have a drink together. It'll be great." Yeah?
Sure.
So he's
You're offering?
I will offer triple the price of what an ale is because of this douchebag.
That's fine. You pay. She doesn't look happy about it, but she sits there, and Roderick just basically starts slurring and talking over you as you try to have a conversation. After about
Boy, is
another,
Harold a bastard.
I suspect. I know. He's Daniel's father. You know me. It's him. If I can
I know
ever
that.
find proof, Slesro. No remorse.
You don't have proof?
No.
Do you have your
man.
suspicions?
See, when Daniel grows up and loses his hair and has that weird patchy mustache, then I'll know it's Harold's and I'll kill him.
Okay, bald man, weird patchy mustache. At least we're getting somewhere. So, do you know where Harold is right now?
No. Why? He's gonna come court my ex-wife. Fuck Harold.
We could help with your Harold situation.
You
I
can
don't
kill
fuck
him.
Harold.
Kill him. He takes out a very crap-looking penknife and just starts jabbing the air with it. Kill him. Kill him.
I'm just going to gently take that away from him before he hurts himself.
Yeah, he's
I'll take
very
that.
malleable in the fact that you can just take his penknife off him and he just gets distracted by whatever else is going on. He doesn't notice you doing it. At this point, the door opens again and a very thin-looking man, balding-looking man, pokes his head in. And he goes, "Sorry, Sebastian."
Harold! I call out across the bar.
Cool.
You sort of,
So-
you see him sort of looking quite frightened towards Roderick, and he goes, "I'm gonna kill you, Harold."
You, Harold!
At this point, you hear the barmaid just walks over and goes, "Roderick, you either leave now, or I have you thrown out." "You can't throw me out. I'm drinking with friends. They've paid for drinks."
I'm going to take this moment to stand up and start ushering Roderick towards the door, going, I'm going to pay you to shut up now.
Hugh, can you take Roderick outside and show him your special trick?
Yeah, I can.
All right.
So I take him outside and I put a bucket on his head and then I spin him around in a circle
Mm-hmm.
and then take the bucket off and push him.
Yeah. He, up to that point, he seemed very interested. Then he just sort of you hear him lying on the floor going, "Fuck, my legs have failed again."
You lose.
Thank you.
My turn. I put the bucket on my head and then I spin around and then I take the bucket off and then I run about 5 steps and then fall over.
All right,
All right.
Harold.
So, well,
Your turn! Just throws the bucket.
all right. So, Well,
That'll keep him busy for a couple of minutes, anyways.
so while Hugh and Roderick are outside, the very scared-looking man comes over and goes, "Hey, are you here to buy some gems?"
I could be.
Actually.
Okay, right, well,
Here, Harold, have a seat. And I put him in a seat closer to the wall and put me myself between him and the exit.
okay, you sit him down. He seems quite, he seems notably bothered by this. He's like, right, and he sort of ruffles through his pockets and pulls out a small, sort of Hessian bag and pours some gems onto the table. They look from very much of all sort of different shapes and sizes. Some of them look almost the same size as the sapphire you saw before. And he goes, "Yeah, this is the sort of samples we've got. We've got a lot more of them. We just like old Tom told us we should only try a couple at a time. So this is the first lot. What do you think?"
Old Tom? What did old Tom tell you?
He said that we shouldn't take all of them out at once.
And where did you take these from?
Oh, nowhere. Just
Listen.
Old
I'm
Tom's
sorry,
dead.
Yeah.
He's now dead, Tom.
He's now dead,
Who?
Tom. And young Tom is now only Tom. Now, we are probably your best bet to make sure that what happened to old Tom doesn't happen to you.
He stutters for about another 3 minutes solid before he can get a single word out, and then goes, "What happened to old Tom?"
He's dust.
Literally.
What?
About
How?
50 years of aging got condensed into a few hours since the last time you talked to him.
In fact, the last person to see him alive was you.
You notice Harold's eyes grow very wide, and he starts just looking around, panicked, just like, but I
Take a breath.
why?
Deep breaths.
At this point, you notice the barmaid just walk over and just put a sort of large bottle of whiskey in front of Harold and goes, "Harold, just, if you're going to keep doing the business stuff, just drink, I don't care. Just please, for God's sake, just please stop stuttering. It is getting on my nerves." Harold takes
I'm
the
gonna
bottle,
put my
glugs a chunk of it back, and then
hand
goes.
firmly on his shoulder and be like, "Yeah, drink up. It'll help."
So Harold glugs back about a third of the bottle. And one, he goes, "But old Tom's dead."
Mm-hmm.
And the
Yep.
barmaid just goes, "What? What are you talking about, Harold? Old Tom is not dead. He was here at lunchtime. He's back at his house."
Oh no, we just came from there.
Yeah, he's dead.
What?
He's done.
What?
He's been dead for about 200 years.
What?
No,
What do you
we
mean?
don't
What
know that.
happened to
Pretty
him?
sure it's from a card trick.
It's not the goddamn card trick.
Card tricks? Oh, that
No.
bastard Mr. Rizzo.
No, it wasn't Mr. Wizzo. We don't know that yet. And you need to shut up. Cameras are hard. Anyways.
I like that you're trying to point at me, and I'm like, you need to point that corner.
Right.
Beer, wrong corner.
Wrong corner.
No. Oh, okay, well, on my screen,
Your mirror.
you-
We went through
on-
this before we started recording.
There you go.
All right. On my screen, you're bottom right. Anyways.
Breaking
Yeah.
immersion.
On my
Oh,
screen,
I'm
you're over
sorry.
there.
Your dog's
Alan,
like
you're over there.
your dog is currently like digging up your sheets. He was. Now he's pretty comfortable.
That's why I don't make my bed.
Anyway, I turn myself back to Harold, and I go, "So, the fate of old Tom could be your fate. Could not, but we need to know where you're getting these gems from."
I've found them.
Found them where?
I just about.
Not
About where?
specific enough.
I found them about, and the Tom was helping me get them to market.
Cool. Where are you collecting them from?
Just about, about just
About
Flying
where? About a fort?
around.
About a mountain?
Here's a
Um,
fun idea. At first light, the four of us, my friend Hugh included, the one who's currently taking care of your friend outside.
They're having a nice rousing game of buckets.
Yeah, nice rousing game of buckets. And we'll the four of us will go and we will go together to search for some gems.
all right.
How's that sound? Harold.
But what about these ones? Surely these are good enough.
See, now
Oh,
we're not
no,
interested.
These are mine now too, but we're gonna go find more.
We're not interested in the gems. We're more interested in where they're coming from.
I take the gems.
I mean, you're interested in the gems because you're a skeeve.
Now,
What are you talking about?
all right. So you see that Harold kind of looks around. He looks very sort of slightly worried about it, and then he kind of goes. So you on the big contract?
Sorry, what was that?
Tom told me that there was a big contract coming.
Oh, we know about that too, but that's not us.
So I can only offer you this bag. The big contract is taking more.
Oh, so you have more.
He looks really panicked at this stage. You see him glance at the door and glance at you, then glance at the door again a couple of times, like he's genuinely debating if he could sort of just run.
Get past the two of us.
Mm.
And our buddy who's currently outside.
I mean, that's a wild. That's going to be a long shot because he's currently in a ravaging game of buckets.
Yeah, he doesn't know what buckets is. Our big friend is currently outside dealing with your other problem. So, in the meantime,
How about you tell us about this contract?
His eyes just grow as wide as possible, and he goes, nothing. Just gonna just sell what's left. There's not much. No, nothing at all. Nothing much. No. Just this bag.
that's not what you said a couple seconds ago. I'm gonna take out my my axe and I'm gonna start sharpening it.
Okay.
Just like while I'm talking to him, just kind of like.
He just
know.
looks more and more panicked the more you do it.
So why don't you tell us a little bit more about not only where you have more of these for this so-called contract that you're going to fulfill, but also where you're procuring these from?
Just about. They were just lying around, and then we thought we'd sell them.
Give us a direction: north, south, east, west. Let's start there.
He just looks at you blankly like he's no idea what you're talking about.
I'm going to hold my sharpening stone out to my partner here, Derman, and I'm going to be like, do you need to sharpen your blade?
I mean, it's been quite dull. It's been quite some time since I've had to take care of anything. And I pull out my sword and start dragging the whetstone across it.
At this point, you notice Harold get properly uncomfortable, and he glugs back another third of the bottle in front of him.
Oh, I think we need to get you another one. And I flag down the barkeep for another bottle.
She just walks over and goes, I don't mean to pry, gentlemen, but are you threatening Harold?
I've not threatened Harold. I just needed to sharpen my axe, and my cohort here is sharpening his blade. We don't know what kind of problems we will run into on the road because Harold's taking us out at first light. We want to make sure we keep him safe.
Well, that is nice. It is good you made some friends, Harold. Let's put you.
Yes, we're going to be good friends, Harold.
So at this point, the barmaid just goes, well, it is about time you made some friends, Harold. You can't always just hang around me all the time. That is fine. Well, here is your bottle. I wish you the best, and I will be over there if you need me. And just gently walks back over, and you just see Harold just follow her with the "please help me" eyes as he goes, just goes further and further away, and he's just panically staring after her.
All right, Harold. Here's what's going to happen. Like my friend has said, tomorrow morning we're going to go out. You're going to show us where you've been grabbing these stones for these big contracts, because we don't care. We don't care what you're doing with the stones. We don't care where you're selling them. We don't care who's buying them. We don't care how much money you're getting for them. The only thing we care about is figuring out where you're getting them from.
He sort of goes, okay. I'll take you.
Okay. And if there's something deeply magical and you're stealing from demons, then we'll do what we can, but, old Tom's dust.
We'll try to protect you as best we can.
Like a friend.
Seems like you're in dire need of some of those.
This point, he's just going to go, can I go now?
No. No, Harold, you can't go now.
Because the problem with that, old Tom was alone when whatever happened to him happened to him. So in order to make sure that the same thing doesn't happen to you, we're going to keep you company.
He seems notably confused and worried by this.
Don't worry, Harold. We need to make sure that you stay alive for the time being.
But
I don't know about you guys, but I'm a bit peckish. I'm going to get some food. You want anything, Harold, from the bar?
At this point, he just seems to sort of disappear into himself, and you notice he's just very panicked, and he glugs the last of the one bottle of whiskey down, and he seems notably tipsy from it.
Maybe a little bit of bread. We want to make sure that he points us in the right direction tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fair.
For our sake, and especially for his sake.
So I will go up to the bar, order some food. Then I'm going to go outside and see how Hugh's holding up.
All right. So you order food. The barmaid just says that she will get you what she can from what's left in the kitchen. She says that actually, we'll just do it in voice. I will get you what I can. The young girl who usually helps me in the kitchen has not been here today. She's was helping her father today. She should be back tomorrow though. So the food will be very standard tonight, but hopefully it'll be better tomorrow for you if you are still here.
Standard is perfectly fine. Thank you very much. And thank you for your hospitality at this time of night.
Okay. And you wander outside to see Roderick is passed out, completely passed out. And Hugh is giggling to himself after spinning several times under the bucket and trying to get as far as he can.
I win.
You did it, buddy. You won. Come get your reward. Get some food.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
So, you said Roderick's passed out outside?
Yep.
I'm going to go out and I'm going to grab him and I'm going to drag him back in behind Hugh.
Okay.
so that Harold sees that Roderick is out cold,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna slump him in a corner.
Okay.
Look what Hugh did.
Good job, Hugh.
Yeah, Hugh won.
All right. You drag him in. You sit him in. You notice the barmaid is very not the happiest you've ever seen her about having to have the passed out form of Roderick in the corner.
It'd be terrible for his safety if he left him outside.
I'm gonna take about a couple of the gold pieces that we got from earlier. I'm gonna put them on the counter for her and be like, "Sorry for the problem with him." And I point at Roderick.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you basically after the course of 7 or 8 more like sort of meals and drinks and everything, you decide to just sort of have some sleep. I'm not sure what you're going to do with Harold. If you're going to just take him to a room upstairs, or what are you going to do with him? I'll let you decide that.
We're gonna go play some cards, Harold. Come on.
All right. So you take Harold upstairs, and some kind of sleep happens where Harold is being guarded most of the night. You hear the sound at about a couple of the early hours of Roderick being shooed out of the bar when he wakes up, and you hear him slurring and screaming, "I so need you!" So, the next morning we get into the morning slot. The morning slot options are... Now, the stream will freeze for a second while I look these up and just check them. The inn, the mine, the market, or the barn schoolhouse area. Where would you like to go?
Well, wherever Harold leads us, I suppose.
I guess going to the mine.
To the mine it is.
Sounds like a fine plan there, Harold.
Alright. You head over to the mine. And you sort of walk through quite a large field and a bit of a forest to get there. All the time, you notice Harold is very anxious and looks like keeps looking many directions. Looks like he might be trying to think of ways he can get away.
I'm gonna make sure that I'm really close to him.
Okay. As you get there, you basically, as you sort of arrive at the mine, you see the large man from the night before, the lumberjack Arthur, standing around outside the mine, and he goes, what are you doing here? And Arthur just looks at him and goes, why are you here? Don't say that. It's just not my fault. These people were here. They want the gems. And you know, it's Arthur just walking off. What do you want to do?
I'm not gonna lie, Harold. I didn't understand that conversation. So can you
Could you give us?
those grunts?
Yeah, we don't speak Arthur very well. We barely speak Hugh.
He just wants money.
Well, money have.
He found the gems, and he wanted to sell them for his daughter.
So he was the one that found the gems in the first place, not you.
I helped.
Okay, well, we can talk to Arthur later. So, please continue leading the way.
You notice that Harold is trying desperately to try and think of a way to get out of it, and he's walking in the mine, and he's just like, you see him kind of, do I go this way? Do I go that way? It's like he's trying to sort of second guess himself as to where to go rather than just know where he's going.
Now, Harold, I would like to remind you of what happened to Tom. He turned to dust. So the quicker that we go in and out to figure out what happened, we can better get it.
The sooner we make sure it doesn't happen to you, and nothing bad happens to you, because
you are our friend.
Anything bad happening to you, right, Harold?
At this point, Harold just he seems to accept everything, and he just leans on one of the walls and just pushes something, and you hear a click, and this door just pops open next to him. It looks like some sort of hidden door, and he just pushes the door slowly forward, and the door just opens up, and inside is this very obvious tomb with a large stone sarcophagus in the middle of it. And as you shine light into it, you see that 3 of the walls are covered from the floor to the ceiling in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of various gems of many different colours, shapes and sizes. And one wall is almost completely barren. It's only got a couple left on it. And in the middle of the room is, as I said, the sarcophagus, and there's some broken canopic jars on the floor next to it. And he goes, yeah, well, this is it.
All right. Well,
Family jewels.
Are you by chance disturbing this tomb?
But it's not a tomb.
definitely looks like a tomb to me.
And what's in the sarcophagus?
We checked. There's no body. The mirror man told us there was no body.
The what?
What man?
The mirror man.
The mirror man.
Yeah,
Okay.
that doesn't explain who that is or anything.
He was
Now,
the,
if
he was the
that is-
man in the mirror.
What mirror?
That one. And he gestures towards what does look like an obviously shattered mirror lying on the floor.
Was this before or after you broke the mirror?
Oh, we didn't break it on purpose. It sort of fell.
I am going to go further into the room. I'm going to ask Hugh to stand to make sure that our good friend Harold doesn't run off, and see if Oglo,
Olgo.
Olgo. Sorry, I'm bad. See if Olgo can help me piece together what exactly is happening in here.
I clamp one of my hands down on the shoulder of the guy.
Okay.
Harold.
Harold, thank you.
He immediately flinches quite obviously, and he goes, we did nothing wrong.
Well, that's what we're here to double check.
Keep telling yourself that, and it will never be true.
All right. So I'm going to start with the shattered mirror.
I'm going to look at you said there was broken jars?
Mm-hmm. Broken
I'll let
clay
you look
jars
at
on the
your-
floor. So
Sorry,
the
how
floor,
many jars?
the floor around the sarcophagus seems to be covered with fragments of broken clay jars and bits of mirror.
All right, I'll let you investigate the mirror first.
Go up to probably like the largest collection of the mirror shards, and let's gaze into the reflective surface.
Okay. Are you picking it up, or are you looking at it on the ground?
I'm just looking at it on the ground.
Okay.
I am an experienced dungeoneer. I don't touch this shit unless I'm ready to fight whatever comes out of it.
Right. It looks like very, very expensively treated glass. It doesn't look. It just stares back at you. There's a standard reflection. It just looks. It looks like you've seen cheap glass over the years. You know what a sort of cheap mirror looks like when it gets broken. This does not look cheap. This looks like it was. It was very,
So this
very
is like-
expensive made.
This is like a proper mirror, not just like polished
Yeah.
tin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some might say silver mirror. Yes.
Hmm. Okay. I'm going to draw my sword and just sift through the some of the larger shards.
All right. You just sort of start around with your sword. Nothing much really happens.
Was there a big frame for it that held
Um,
it?
there doesn't seem to have been a frame. It does just seem to have had a very sort of somewhat intrinsic design around the edge, but it was very minimal.
Hmm. Do I know if it was magical at all? I have a 1 in Arcana.
You can do an Arcana roll then.
Sweet. Rolling dice.
Yeah, it's good to roll
Let's
some dice
roll.
after an hour and 40 minutes.
Uh,
That's the problem with
thank you
doing
very-
highly narrative stuff.
this is why I play these games, to roll the dice.
Yep.
Is it just a flat roll?
Yeah,
With
add
the
your
one?
Arcana, so D20 plus 1.
D20 plus 1. So D20 plus 1. Hey, 16.
There is definitely a sense of residual magic.
Okay, so do I know what kind of magic or just magic?
It's the more you try and focus on it, the more it feels like there's something. The whole room basically is like pulsing with magic. Like it seems like when you look around and you sort of check the walls and everything, the walls seem to have as strong a magic as the floor does.
I think something was being contained in here and the gems were holding it back. What do you got over there, Oleg? Olgo?
Can I inspect the jars?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do a very similar thing. I'm just gonna push it around with my axe.
Okay. You just push them around with your axe. There just seems to be. You do notice there is some kind of very highly desiccated like organs and stuff. It does look like the proper canonic jars of, take certain organs, put it in jars, and they were very much, well preserved, but there some of them are very, very old, and just like they've been crumbled to dust as the jars have been opened.
Hey Harold, were these jars intact?
No, they were all broken. The
And-
mirror man said he did it.
And the mirror man said that the tomb was empty. Did you check, or did you just believe the being living in a mirror?
Arthur didn't see the mirror man, but he checked.
All right, because I'm not gonna lie, I think you're cursed.
What?
Well, did you break the mirror?
It sort of fell at me.
It fell at you.
Fell at you.
Yeah.
What do you mean by it fell at you?
Well, we were moving the big stone, and it sort of jumped.
Who's we?
It's okay though. The mirror man thanked me and said it was good that I did it.
Oh yeah, you're cursed.
Oh yeah, you're cursed.
That's a cursing.
Yep.
Curses are bad.
Yes, thank you, Hugh. Yes. So, whatever got old Tom was probably that curse.
Mm.
Is the sarcophagus closed?
Yes.
Has it looked like it's been opened?
It looks like it's been moved and closed again. Yes.
Hmm.
But Arthur moved it. He wanted to check there was no body. Adorable.
Did you guys figure out whose tomb this was?
It's not a tomb. The mirror man said so.
The Mirror Man's probably a demon. So anything the Mirror Man said, don't trust.
But he was really
So I'm gonna
polite to me.
Yeah, he lied to you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So we're gonna have to talk to Topaz and see what family member was buried here.
Oh yeah, I think that's the best plan. However, he did ask for us to rough up whoever was stealing the jewels from his family tomb.
Well, I think he's a little bit legitimized now. For that, he could probably come up here and do it himself if he really wanted to. I don't really want to dirty my hands with his dirty business.
Nah, I don't know. He did give us this really big bag of gold.
He did give us that really big bag of gold. You are correct.
Hugh.
Yeah?
I do believe our friend here looks like a doorknob.
Not bad.
Just a small one.
I put the bucket on his head and then kick him in the stomach.
So Harold is now on the floor, wheezing, with a bucket on his head.
I feel a bit bad about that.
Hmm.
Don't like
I
doorknobs.
honestly don't. He is
Yeah,
a
but-
Weasley kind of guy.
He is a Weasley kind of guy, but like obviously whatever got old Tom is going to get this guy, and probably Arthur as well. So we should probably let you're Henry. Who's the other guy?
Those
Who's
are
Arthur's husband? Yeah. Who am I thinking of? Arthur's husband.
Yeah, Henry.
Gary? Henry.
I don't know.
Yeah, we should probably let Henry know that his gentleman might not be long for the world.
And that his daughter is a demon. He
His
should-
daughter is not a demon.
We don't know that anymore.
I'm pretty sure the daughter's not a demon.
I think we should take Harold and put him in the tomb and just leave.
I don't think that's going to keep the demon at bay, though. I think we need to try to
I
get
don't care
back.
about keeping the demon at bay. I think Harold
Well, 'cause-
deserves that. And I think also we should put all the shards of mirror in there with him and then close it.
Did you take any shards out, Harold?
What?
The mirror or the pots?
No, I just. You know, the more he tries to talk, the more you hear the sort of retching sound of someone that's been kicked a little too hard in the stomach.
Okay, Harold. I'm going to ask you one more question. And I need you to think really, really hard on this one and tell us exactly what the answer is. How many people were here when you opened the tomb?
I didn't open it. Arthur did. He came to find me after he opened it.
So then where does Tom come in on this?
I brought them to Tom and said that we asked if we could sell them, and he said he'd tidy them up a bit because of all the scratches.
So now is it a curse of the people opening it, or is it the curse of the people selling the jewels?
I don't think he'd be selling, otherwise Ball Boy back in the other town would be dead.
That's true.
But if he was cleaning them, then that would mean he's grinding them down.
Yeah, he did have a bunch of that craftsman stuff all over his desk.
And look, and he gently pokes one of the ones on the wall in front of him, and you see, and he runs his finger over. There's scratches, and you notice that there is some sort of writing on each of the gems.
Oh no!
Oh, there's runes.
All right, let's go take a look at the runes.
I take the ones out of my bag.
All right, anyone?
Oh, that's right, 'cause you have them.
The ones in your bag will have nothing on them because they've gone through Tom. But the ones on the wall, if anyone has lore and literacy, please do me a roll.
I have lore and literacy. I got two in
You
lore.
does not.
I have 2 in lore and 1 in literacy. So is that a +3 then?
Yeah, let's do a +3.
Hugh has very good balance.
Which is funny because that's why he won the bucket game.
God
Right.
damn it.
You can understand pieces of the thing. You basically can understand the word contains, within, and demonic.
Oh yeah, this place is definitely holding a demon.
But
Called it.
they just fall off the wall when he gently just pokes it like very lightly on the side, and the gem just drops off the wall and lands in front of him.
Okay,
Oh, so
that's
you broke the seal holding the demon in.
so when you opened the door, it probably broke the seal. The mirror was probably a secondary level of containment, so when it shattered, the weakened spell probably let it go.
Wait. You said it broke when you guys were moving a stone.
Yeah,
Are you talking about one of the
big one.
gems?
Yeah, the big one.
A big one.
Yeah, the one, the big one.
Was it a sapphire?
No,
No, it was the bigger one that old round guy was telling us about.
Where's that one?
He sort of gestures and says it was about this, and gestures like the length of his body, but basically the size of his torso. And he goes,
Oh yeah, that was the one holding it all together. Where's that one?
that's the one Tom was working on.
Okay.
That wasn't at Tom's house. That right? We didn't see that.
You didn't see it now, but his description
Yep.
sounds very much like it was there somewhere.
He probably hid it away because, illegal mining. Now, the only problem now is, so if we can get that stone, hopefully he hasn't worked on it yet, because I don't know if we can recreate these ancient dwarven ruins of containing a demon.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we fulfilled our job.
Yeah, but now we have a demon running around, and everybody in the village is probably in danger of it. So I think I have a bit of a moral obligation to make sure that that doesn't come to pass.
I guess.
Besides, we figured it out, and if Mr. Goldfinger over there wants to ransack his own family tomb, that's on his head.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think any of us have any kind of magical ability to reseal a demon. So we might have to go find that Mr. Wizzo who went to town.
We might have to find Mr. Wizzo.
Because apparently he's the only one with any kind of magical ability.
Which I think is just simple card tricks.
Magical ability.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a 1 in religion and a 1 in arcana. I got literacy. I don't think dungeoneering can help me there. I got tinkering.
I just have none of that.
I am a well-rounded character.
I am not.
I am even less.
I don't know. Demon seems a little bit above my pay grade.
All right,
Even's bad.
well, regardless, step one,
agree with
we gotta find we gotta find the centerpiece of this containment spell.
You know what? That's a good idea. Because if we find it, then we can go sell it to the guy who looks like a ball. What? Don't give me that look.
I'm giving you that look because I don't want this curse on me. I'm pretty sure
all
you
right.
don't want
You
this
don't want.
curse on me.
I don't want the curse on me either. But like, if we're gonna find the gem, we might as well take a good advantage of it. Otherwise, I'm saying job done. Well, after we put Hugh here in that tomb and leave, but like then job done.
We're
Why
not
hide in tomb?
putting Hugh in the
Or no, it's
tomb.
not a Hugh.
Harold.
Our new buddy here, Harold.
No. Well, we gotta reset we gotta reset the spell.
Yeah, which probably requires a body in the sarcophagus.
I have a better idea. Nobody likes the drunk guy. And I kind of grown like Harold here.
Oh, as you say that, you see that I was like midway about to kick him while he's on the ground. Being like, oh, well, that's. I have the opposite problem. I have grown to really dislike Harold here.
I mean, everyone's got to do what they got to do for a little bit of money. I mean, look at this place. It's kind of shit. No offense, Harold.
You just hear from within the bucket. You just hear gentle sobbing.
But from what I can gather, nobody likes what's his nuts, the drunk guy.
All right, I guess let's go try and steal us a demon away.
Because I mean, let's face
Can we
it.
put him in the sarcophagus for just a little bit?
Mm,
Might teach him a lesson about grave robbing.
have you learned your lesson about grave robbing?
He'll say anything.
At this point,
We know
you
this.
just hear, what? You talking to me?
Yep. Have you learned your lesson about grave robbing?
What grave? We haven't robbed any
this-
graves.
This grave. You've been robbing this grave. This tomb. This grave.
This isn't a tomb. We asked the mirror man told us.
Yes, and the Mirror Man has lied to you because the Mirror Man is a
He
demon.
hasn't learned his lesson. He just proved he hasn't learned his lesson. I believe he just made my point for me.
Harold, you're wedging a chunk of steel between us, my friend.
But the mirror man told us it wasn't a tomb. He said
What did this Mirror Man look like?
he had a big smile, lots of teeth, and he had the pointy bit here.
Okay, yeah, he's a demon. All right, lock him in there for now.
All right, yep. We move the top off of the lid. We dump.
You move the top
Hugh
off
in-
the
or
lid,
not Hugh.
you dump Harold inside, and you hear the sound of him falling a lot further than just into the tomb. And as you look back in, you see the bottoms falling out the sarcophagus.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Close the
No.
lid.
Okay, well, no. Just like, well, that's unfortunate. Before you start closing it, I'm like, no, hang on, no.
He's not gonna learn if he doesn't experience this.
Well, he might very well be dead now, and you can't really
anyway,
learn
we
the
have a demon
lesson.
problem to deal with now. You've decided we're dealing with the demon. Let's go do that now.
Well, there could be something down there. Maybe the curse happened because the body was moved, and the body was moved because the bottom fell out. I have a rope.
Ugh, I have a climbing kit.
All right. You attach the rope somewhere secure, and you have a look down the sarcophagus. It seems to have a sort of slide of the wall seems to be quite sloped, and it looks like it meets up with what looks like a sort of trickling stream. Seems to run off in a certain direction.
All right.
If we die down here, this is 100% your fault, and I want you to know that.
I will fully accept this. I will even lead the way.
That was a given.
Yeah. All right. How are you feeling, Hugh?
Yep, I'm good.
All right. Sweet.
So you make
Hugh,
your-
make sure no one comes up behind us.
Okay. I go with?
You're coming with
Yeah.
us.
Okay.
Yes. So I will lead the way down the rope.
Harold, are you dead down there?
Good.
So it drops maybe
Very
about
talkative if dead.
It drops maybe about 12 feet, not very far at all. And as you stand there, you can sort of look up and still see that it's. You can probably, if you sort of jumped and grabbed, you probably could pull yourself out from where you are. But
We're dwarves. No, we can't. You might be able to.
yeah. But there's a sort of enough.
Good old.
There's enough sort of vague handholds, is basically what I'm meaning, that you could probably climb your way back out if you wanted. But you look, follow the stream, and the stream seems to lead sort of down into the dark. What do you want to do?
Light up a torch and make sure Harold's doing all right.
All right. Harold is lying in the middle of the stream, soaking wet and shaking with this bucket still in his head.
All right, Harold.
Is there
Come
anything
on.
else lying around? Skeletal parts?
How deep is the river?
The river's maybe about a foot deep. It's not that deep.
All right, come on, Harold, before you drown yourself inside that bucket.
All right. So you haul Harold back to his feet. Are you gonna go follow the river down?
Yes.
So you start making your way down, and as you get maybe about another, it's about 10, 20 meters down, you notice that the torch is flickering like, there's a very strong smell of iron in the air, and the torch is flickering a lot, like it's struggling to cope with the something in the air.
Is it easy to breathe?
You don't notice any difference for breathing. You don't feel any, like, shortness of breath or any tightness or anything, so nothing you've breathed in has been any different.
Hmm.
All right.
Continue on.
Okay. You journey, and as you see it sort of coming to the end, and it seems like there's a cavern ahead of you, and as you get to the cavern, you hear a and your torch just goes straight out. You're now standing in complete pitch darkness, and you can hear the sound of water crashing, like it's fallen and maybe another about 10 feet.
So this isn't good. Are you sure you want to keep going?
Hmm. Are there any major bodies of water around the settlement?
None that you've seen.
Because if there is a rotting corpse of a demon inside the well water, that would be bad.
I don't think there'd be a rotting corpse of a demon. I'm pretty sure the demon was trapped in the mirror. I'm pretty sure the corpse is of Topaz's relative of some sort. His great grandfather or something.
Well, yeah, but regardless, a rotting corpse in the well water would still be bad.
That depends on the amount of well water. Just
Mm.
remember, all bodies of water have dead bodies in them. Your tolerance of dead bodies to water is just,
The parts per million. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's get back before we fall into whatever giant lake this is.
Right. As you sort of make your way backwards, after about maybe another 10 meters or so, you begin to be able to. You keep sparking to try and relight your torch, and nothing is catching. After about 10 meters of backtracking, effectively, it begins to you get enough of a spark to light some of the torch up. And as you hold it up, you see that it does seem to lead to a sort of drop off. But it's anytime you even move the torch slightly closer to where you're getting, it just goes out straight away. Not even a gust of wind or anything, just.
Ah, yes. Magic.
Or lack of oxygen in the air, or chemicals, or
Well, no, because we had no problem breathing it in. So it's definitely not a lack of oxygen. Not that we know what oxygen is, a difference to air. So this is a fantasy dwarf, and we are just simple dwarves inside of a mountain.
we are simple dwarves. We know we need a canary when we need a canary.
Yeah.
Hugh.
Not Hugh. No, not Hugh.
You're right, Harold.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
But actually, that's a good idea. Can we go down to the edge and push Harold ahead of us?
No, because he's gonna fall into the giant lake, and I don't want to lose.
I have a fishing rod.
He had. No, we're
Do we
not.
want to tie the fishing rod to
You're
Harold
not tying the fishing rod to Harold.
and then slinging him over the edge?
I vote against this plan.
Hugh's not smart enough to have this plan. I'm just throwing it out there. Because you did see me playing with a fishing rod earlier.
We could put the bucket. Or actually, we didn't even take the bucket off of Hugh's head. We could just like lead him ahead of us with the bucket.
I don't want to lose my bucket. Put the fishing rod hook on the bucket, so if he falls, I still get my bucket.
It's like a helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bucket will float in the river, right?
It's a metal bucket.
All right.
Well,
so
we'll know when
we're gonna go off of a cliff. We're gonna backtrack.
We're gonna backtrack, tie the bucket to the fishing rod, and then we'll know when it falls, I guess.
Okay. So
wait,
are
wait.
you
Why
keeping
are
the
we tying the bucket if we're backtracking?
I thought we were like backtracking back towards the
edge?
edge.
You mean
Okay.
toward
Are
the
you
waterfall?
leaving the bucket on top of Harold's head?
No, I'm taking the bucket off of Harold's head.
Okay. So what are you throwing the bucket ahead of you? What are you doing?
Throwing the bucket on a rope ahead of us to see what happens if it clatters on the ground. But I want to stay where we can keep a torch lit.
Okay.
So I'm basically casting the fishing rod with the bucket at the end?
Yes.
Okay.
So eventually, after about 10 minutes of throwing the bucket and not really hearing it do much, you throw the bucket and you hear the sound of it falling a lot further than it did before, and then there's a loud so the bucket has landed in water, and as you try and reel it in, it's a lot heavier this time. What do you want to do?
And when we reel it all the way in, is it full of water?
Yep.
I will help
It's
him.
full of water that smells very strongly of iron.
I drink a bit of it. Tastes bad.
It just tastes like water. It just tastes like very iron heavy water. Reminds you of a lot of dwarven lands.
I don't think there's nothing down there. But Harold could investigate for us.
We're not losing Harold to the lake.
Why not? Why is your affinity with Harold?
I don't know. I like him.
He's a rat fink of a man. He's
just
little
so-
weasel.
He's just so miserable. I can't help it.
By the way,
He
this is not a
identifies
meta
with him.
conversation. I am actually like, why can we not send Harold ahead?
Because he's just so pathetic, and I can't help but
Sympathize.
I can't help but try to keep him alive just for my own sake.
He
you
doesn't
have
even realize that what was wrong with robbing a tomb or releasing a demon. This man is not fit for survival.
Neither are your dogs, but you still keep them around.
I hate dogs. What are you talking about?
Anyways, all right. I'm gonna take Harold back to the rope to get out.
All right.
I'm just saying, he's a guinea pig.
We have a better guinea pig.
Yeah, I win game.
No,
I'm
not you.
sacrificing you.
I'm not sacrificing you. I'm talking about the drunk guy.
All right.
He might
Roderick.
have a son.
He doesn't care about him.
Why don't we get the orphan? He's expendable. He's got no
We're
family.
Tom.
We're
Good
not.
idea, Hugh.
We're not sending only Tom into the depths.
He's got no one who cares about him. It'll be
He's
fine.
expendable. He's now a red shirt.
Darcy's like, "Fuck, I'm playing with murder hobos."
I'm not being a murder hobo. My character's not a murder hobo.
He's just dumb.
He's just dumb. Yeah,
Exactly.
I
No.
can identify with that.
My character's not a murder hobo. I just really don't like Harold.
You're a survivalist.
Okay. Well, I'm I'm gonna take Harold back to the rope, and we're gonna get out of here.
All right. So you return to.
All right, I guess I'll follow.
You return.
Okay, I dumped the bucket out because I
and-
don't think we need the water. And then I just head back.
All right. Just let me check what the one after this is. Okay, cool.
After we argue about sacrificing Harold or not.
All right. So as you've spent quite a while wandering under the ground and you eventually get back up, your time slot for the afternoon is the inn, the sort of barn, school building, the market, and remaining at the mine. What would you like to do?
I guess the inn.
I don't know. We haven't gone to the market yet here. We've been to the inn. It's kind of run down. All we would run into is the divorced couple, potentially. Maybe other people, but realistically, if we were spotted here with Harold by... I can't remember the gentleman who grunts.
Arthur.
Arthur. Arthur saw us here and knows that we're investigating. First off, we don't know where that giant gem is, which could be at what's his face's house, but I think the market would be our best bet.
Dead Tom.
The only other thing is we might run into Frederick, but I don't give a shit about him at this point. We've tracked down his customer, so Frederick might be at the end.
Is
Those are
Frederick also Roderick?
Roderick,
Yeah,
that's the drunk guy.
Frederick and Roderick.
Roderick's the dead guy's name.
Roderick's the drunk, and Frederick's the son-in-law,
Contact.
the ball dude.
Contact, yeah.
Yeah, he's the contact.
The contact with the contract.
Yeah.
He's
That we
supposed to
can't
be
find.
arriving tonight. So I say let's go to the market first, because this was our morning time slot, so this is the afternoon time slot we're going into.
Mhm.
Right?
This is the afternoon you're going to now. Yep.
So let's
Okay.
go to the market.
Okay. I'm going to make sure that we close that tomb up before we go.
Apparently, it's not a tomb based on a mirror.
Based on it's some entity inside of a mirror.
Down there.
I don't trust people in the mirror.
No.
Anytime I look in one, that guy's an asshole.
Mirror people.
Yep.
Mm,
I've seen mirrors.
Unfortunately, so have I.
Yes.
yes.
Oh, sorry.
right.
Excuse me.
All right.
Let's go back to the market.
To the market.
You wander your way over to the market. At this time, you see Henry making some stuff for carts. He's currently making a large barrel to go on the back of some carts. You see that there's a very fancy-looking carriage in the stables. There's a lot more of high quality than you would expect of anywhere like this.
Is Abel at the stable?
He is, yes.
All right. Abel, whose carriage is that?
Oh, it's some Duke man. He's just turned up. He's apparently got some business with Harold.
Oh, that's Frederick. Fuck.
Yeah, yes.
Have you let Harold go, or is he still with you? Just so I know.
Oh, I'm dragging Harold along with me. I don't care.
I need to go speak to him. He's the deal.
Sorry, what was that, Harold?
I need to go speak to him. He's the contact.
Yeah, we know
Yeah,
he's
we
the
know.
contact.
We're very aware of who he is. All right, let's go talk to Henry.
All right. You go over, and Henry's making a barrel, and he goes, "Hello, everyone. How you doing? Have you brought Harold with you? That's nice. What you been doing then? You been wandering around the village?"
Well, you see, we were talking to Harold here, and we found out that he was in cahoots with old Tom and your husband.
You what?
Yeah, apparently the three of them have been stealing gems from a tomb and have released a demon.
No, that ain't right. Arthur wouldn't do that. I know Harold
Yeah,
might, but
so-
Arthur wouldn't. He'd tell me that.
Yeah, apparently Harold was the one who instigated it all. Or no, Arthur, your husband instigated it all. Isn't that right, Harold?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that don't sound like Arthur.
So where is your fine husband?
Oh, he's usually bringing trees in around this time. That's interesting. Well, if you wait around a few hours, he should be here shortly. He sort of comes and goes after he's cut down trees, He sort of cuts them into shapes that he can drag, and he drags them all back here.
Well, hopefully, what happened to old Tom doesn't happen to him while he's away.
Yeah.
Or Arthur wouldn't let any of that happen to him.
Well, you might have a choice.
Your husband could fight a demon?
Oh, well, I've only seen Arthur fight once, and it was somewhat wonderful, I remember. His muscles were glistening in the light and everything, and it was... Oh,
All right, keep it to the bedroom. All right, we're here to spot a demon.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. He's real, real lucky you have him, But
Yes,
Harold
well,
there. What are you
he's,
making that for?
I've never seen him fight though. He's a very passive individual. You don't tend to be very you don't start fights.
Oh, it's not about him starting a fight. It's about a fight finding him.
Oh. All right. Well, I hope he's all right. He sort of looks a bit sort of confused a bit, but then he sort of goes back to what he was doing.
Question for you. Did you figure out what to do with Only Tom?
What was that, sir?
Did you figure out what to do with Only Tom?
Oh, no, we not really spoke much. He's off at school at the moment. I've spoke to Isaiah and Ruth. Well, Ruth over there at the moment. And he gestures to another woman that's sitting there just selling like very simple crops and sheep and wool and stuff. And he's like, well, spoke to her and her husband. They're the ones that teach at the school. And they say that they're gonna ask around and see if anyone can take her in. But problem is, I mean, I think the only person in town who could take him in is Miss Crabbit, and I don't really want young Tom to go with her, because, I don't think she'd like it. I don't think he'd like it for
Send him to
one.
the orphanage in the city.
Oh, we don't really want to put her own to an orphanage. That's a bit sad, isn't it? I mean, we've got a sense of community.
No,
We
it's
can all
great.
wrap round and help.
It's how a lot of great adventurers get their start.
Aye, but we're simple folk. We ain't adventurers.
Well, are you saying you want to hold Only Tom back? You don't want him to become a great adventurer?
Well, I never really thought of him as a great adventurer. I just thought of him as, well, to be blunt, that bratty child that always getting at mine.
I think he has a bright future as an adventurer, but the only way for him to have that is to go to an orphanage.
Then again, if we did let him go, he wouldn't bother Abby as much. Maybe it would be for the best if Tom went. I feel awful mean thinking about this though. His grandfather's just died. I don't really think we should be thinking about sending him off somewhere.
Well, someone's got to take care of him. He's just a child. He can't live by himself, and you guys can only take care of him so long here.
Well, I suppose we could maybe find his mother. Maybe she'd have it. I don't really know where she's gone anymore. She used to be a couple of towns over, and then she moved again. Not really sure where she's at anymore.
I just think the most responsible thing would be to send him to the orphanage. They're designed to handle these kinds of things. That's what they're there for.
Oh, maybe you're right. What I'll do is I'll raise it with Odessa and see what she thinks. If she agrees, then maybe we'll find a way to get young Tom and the next car out of here.
I have a question for you.
Aye?
Do you have any local legends about a man in a mirror?
Oh, no, not as far as I'm aware. We don't really have 2 or 3 local legends, and most of them are all really weird ones involving sheep.
Sheep, you say?
Aye, well, it's the only thing we can keep in this land. We tried keeping pigs for once, but, they just succumbed to some weird disease, and then they all died. Whereas sheep are valuable bastards. You can't kill them easy.
Squish him. Kill by squish.
Well, you can't squish a sheep easily, that's for sure. Not like an horse.
No, do you have a sheep handy? I'm sure Hugh could do it.
Well,
Do not squish the sheep.
you'd have to speak to Isaiah and Ruth about that. They keep the sheep.
So they take care of the store or the school, and they take care of the
Well,
sheep?
One of them teaches, and the other one does the stall, because we gotta get money for that dwarf bastard who owns this place. We keep demanding the rent, and we can't afford to pay it otherwise.
Oh?
Aye. He's been down
Where
here
does he
se-
live?
He's been down here
Well, I
several
think he's
times crowing
Topaz.
about how wonderful he is, and all he does is come down here, raise our rent, and go away.
Yeah, I think that's Topaz. I think that's our contract.
Is he the one who owns the mine?
Aye, well, he owns the whole land, really, but he's got a horrible attitude to him. He came down here, and he went into Odessa's pub, and he went, I'm having a free room, and she went, you're not having a free room, and he went, I own this land, you either give me a free room, or I'll cast you out. Then he came over to me, and said he wanted 8 barrels done, and I said, that'll cost you this, and he said, no, it won't, I own the land, you're making me my barrels. Then he went to Tom, and he said something to old Tom. I don't know what he said, but old Tom basically told him to get the fuck out of the land. And old Tom don't swear. So whatever the fuck he
And
did...
now old Tom's dead.
Oh, this is several months ago now. Last time
Oh,
he was
okay.
here, well, Mr. Topaz. The problem is, Mrs. Crabbit, well, her nose is, shall we say, coming out of his stomach, if it were. So far up his arse, it is, aye. And she reports to him all the time. She makes little notes, sends him, don't like us. Especially don't like me and Arthur. Not natural, she said. Especially
Where's
to raise a
this?
little girl. They don't like that either.
Miss Crabbit.
Oh, Mrs. Crabbit. Here she is
Hi.
over there. And he sort of nods, and you look over and you see this very spindly looking old woman just walking between, and she's got a notepad, and she just seems to be taking notes, talking to the woman who's selling things, and just seems to be like subtly counting and asking little details and writing things down. And he goes, whatever happens, don't tell her about the jams. Otherwise, that bastard dwarf will come down here and start talking about it all. And at this point, the old woman goes, hello, dearies! And who are you? Why are you in this village, then? Hello? What's your name?
I take her aside a little ways away from Henry.
Mhm.
So you're Miss Crabbit, I've heard.
Yes, dearie, I am, and I apologize, but I seem to be at the back foot, dearie. I don't know your name.
You can call me Mr. Bloodcoat.
Mr. Bloodcoat. You see her writing it down. That's a very pretty name. Where did you come by that?
It's a family name.
Family
But that's
name.
aside. I've been hired by Mr. Topaz.
Oh, he's so handsome, isn't he?
He's something. We've been hired to get to the bottom of a little conundrum going on in your little town here.
Oh, those villagers are ungrateful. He should be charging them more. They don't deserve to live in such a wonderful place.
I couldn't agree more. Question for you. Have you noticed anything weird? Like, let's say, supernatural.
Well, I know that bitch in the inn has potentially been hiring a working girl. I measured the underwear on her line, and 2 of them were different sizes. That's not hers. There's someone else. She's hiding someone. That's not. It's against the rules for Mr. Topaz.
That's not quite supernatural. Unnatural, but not supernatural. I'm talking.
What do you mean,
more
dearie?
demonic.
Demonic? No, dearie. Well, I know that very strange group of children. I would have them all put indoors, dearie. They shouldn't be allowed to sit around that well.
What well?
That one. She points to the well in the middle of the market square.
Interesting. A well in the middle of the market square, huh?
Yes, and all those children sit around it in a circle. They shouldn't be allowed to do that, dearie. They're in the way.
Have you noticed anything different about the water?
No, I never drink water, dearie. I only drink milk from my own cow.
You have a cow. I heard it was hard to keep livestock around here.
Oh, I get a special funding from Mr. Topaz to have a cow. He likes me having a cow. He says it brings variety to the livestock.
I don't like this lady.
Oh, but you like Hugh.
Yeah, I do.
Or not Hugh. Harold. Too many H names.
Nobody likes Hugh.
I like you.
I like Hugh too. Good old Hugh man. Well, we'll keep our ears open, but it's good to know that Mr. Topaz has such a good resource in you.
So, who are you and your friends? Just so I know when Mr. Topaz asks, I can say I met you.
Well, that's Derman, and the simple one with us is Hugh. He's special.
Oh, lovely, dearie, lovely. She just writes down this in her little book and goes, so, what did Mr. Topaz send you for?
We're investigating something, and
Did
he
he
wants us
get
to
my
keep it on the down
poetry?
low. Sorry?
Did he get my poetry? I mailed him some poetry.
I'm not sure. He didn't disclose that with us. We're investigating a separate matter.
Oh, maybe I was just hoping that he'd have got my poetry and told me how wonderful it is. I wrote poetry about him, you know.
I'm sure.
About his strong arms.
Poetry or fan fiction?
What's fan fiction, dearie?
Oh boy.
Flash fiction.
I mean,
Well, it was lovely meeting you.
Well, that's nice, dearie. I mean, do you know anything about this? And she whaps the expensive-looking carriage with the end of her stick. What is this abomination doing in our village, dearie?
I wink at her, and I touch my nose, and I walk away.
Oh, I didn't realize you took that, dearie. I'll have to make a note of that. I don't think Mr. Topaz would like employing people who take that.
I told her to keep it on the down low.
Yes, clearly that's what she does.
As you walk
Yeah.
back, you just hear Henry just sort of looking very going, bloody bitch, she's back again. Like she's first time she's back today, she's not leaving me alone. And what are you making, Henry dear? That looks a very nice barrel. Oh, you know, it's a barrel. People don't need barrels. That's lovely, dear. And how big is it? It's a 80 litre. Oh, lovely, dearie. And who's it for? No, it's my own business who it's for. No, dearie, who's it for? Mr. Topaz will want to know. He wants to know who's paying you. Oh, essentially, it was for old Tom. I don't know who's going to pay me. Oh, Tom, okay, no problem. I'll go and speak to him next and find out why he wanted it.
All right,
Good-
I would like
Good luck
to.
with that.
Hmm?
Good luck with that.
Yeah. If that's all that we've found out here, I'd like to head back to the inn with Harold.
All right.
And I think it's time for Harold to meet his contact, the Duke.
Okay. So as before, the time slot ends and you move to the inn. You see Arthur coming back, dragging this large tree behind him.
All right, well, he's still alive, so that's good.
So Henry gets up and basically just welcomes Arthur, just kisses him on the cheek, and then he comes in. Arthur drags this big tree up and just goes, looks around and goes, and are you gonna say anything to him before he wanders back off?
I'm gonna look at him and go, Arthur, we know what you did.
He just tilts his head towards you, look quite confused.
We know about the tomb
And the mirror.
and the gems.
At this point, Henry goes, Arthur, they keep telling me some story about you, Harold, and old Tom working on something. What's all this about? Oh, Arthur, you need to tell me. You can't be lying to me. And he gives some sort of very sort of pleading look in his eyes, and he turns around and goes, right, gentlemen, you promised me something. If Arthur talks, don't laugh. He's very sensitive about his voice. That's why he don't talk. People believe he's a mute. He don't talk. But I think he needs to explain himself, and he can't do that in his usual grunts. But the problem is, if anyone else hears he actually talks, they're gonna make fun of him because they don't like his voice.
All right, we got somewhere private we could go.
Well, suppose we can go over there. And he goes over in the corner. They sort of go off to the edge of the market, but there's no one else there. And he goes, right, Arthur, you got some explaining to do, boy. Come on, then. What's happened? And then this big man just looks around, really nervous, and just leans in and goes, look, I don't know. Just stop talking. I don't want to talk. What is it you want to know?
The gems in the tomb.
What about them? What tomb? I don't know anything about a tomb. Just found some gems in a wall, told Harold. He said he'd take care of them. What's all this about a tomb?
How'd you find them? That was a
Well-
pretty hidden door. How'd you find that?
Well, he was just sort of walking down one day. Sorry, wrong voice. He was just walking down one day, and eventually I leant against the wall when this door just popped open.
And you saw the gems and the
Well,
tomb?
There was a whole room full of gems. That's all I really know. I looked in with my lantern and saw it, and immediately I was like, that's a lot of gems. And then I went back and talked to Harold and said I found a lot of gems in the mine, and he didn't believe me. So he came with me. We went and showed him, and he said this would make us a lot of money. And I said that'd be fantastic. Well, can we sell that? Can we now sell them, and I can get my daughter out of here? And he was like, yep, that's fine. You can do that. Arthur, are you?
So
Are
you didn't
lying?
have anything to do with the removal of them?
Look, I helped a little bit with it, but it's just moving some gems out of there. Harold said it'd be fine. There's this big one
And
as
the
well I
mirror.
needed help with.
And the mirror.
That's the important bit,
See,
Arthur.
Harold said he'd talk about this mirror man. I've never seen this mirror man. And then when Harold knocked the mirror over and it shattered, he kept saying that this man was talking to him and saying thank you and he'd look after him. I've never seen it. Never understood what he was on about.
We think this might be connected to what happened to dead Tom.
Well, what actually happened to dead Tom? Because all I saw was his, dusty body.
Yeah, so those gems you guys are taking out were filled with containment runes from the old dwarves family that used to have these lands.
The kind of runes that are supposed to hold a demon at bay.
And you guys started removing the runes.
What, so you mean like a
And-
demon's gonna get out?
A demon
Demons
already
don't
got
exist.
it.
That's folklore. They don't exist.
Yeah, and people don't die and then decompose and turn to dust within 3 hours either.
Look, abnormalities just happen sometimes. That's all I know. All I know is that Harold told me if there might be a curse, and I just said, well, I'll take a curse. If it gets my kid out of here. Look at her.
Where's
She
the
should.
big
She shouldn't
gem?
be stuck in this back end town. She's beautiful. She's got a sort of natural gift. She shouldn't be stuck in this like poor ant town.
Wait,
That
what's
is-
the gift?
Well, she makes these drawings, and he just takes out a very scrunched up piece of parchment from his pocket and shows you, and there's these massive page of intrinsic drawings. He goes, "This is all her. This is like some of her best work. It's wonderful, isn't it? Keep it on me to remind me."
Can I take a quick gander at those?
Yeah.
It looks
Lore check that shit.
It looks very interesting. Do a lore check and we'll see where it goes.
Lore check. I have a +2. God damn it!
Damn it.
You sort of scan over it and you kind of go, oh, that's actually really nice. you immediately
Now,
think
does she
you know
drop-
a lot of people who would pay for someone with this kind of artistic skill.
Now the question is, where did she learn these?
Oh, she's always had an active imagination. She just loves this kind of stuff. Isn't that right, Henry? And the guys go, yeah, so good, get out of the sex scenes. There we go. It sounds really weird now. Yeah, Arthur, yeah, oh, she's always been like that, has she? She's always liked drawing. She don't talk, but she likes to draw.
So we might be able to seal the demon back up if she can recreate the drawings, but we need the large stone.
Oh, well,
Where's the big stone?
Arthur, what's this about a big stone? You know where it is? Well, look, all I know is I dropped it off at Old Tom's. I've not seen it since.
All right. Well, we need to go find that stone and hope that it hasn't been carved too much.
Harold,
Yeah.
where's the big stone?
It's without Tom.
Where with old Tom? We were there and didn't see it.
It's in his office.
Wasn't there. His dead body was there. Do you want to go see that? See what might happen to you?
Harold just sort of like descends into stuttering, and at this point you just hear Arthur's gonna go, "Look, I don't know what it is. Don't know what's up with this red stone, but if whatever it is, if it can do something, then just tell me what you need."
Okay.
All right,
Well,
listen.
we should just go there and start turning over chairs and tables and maybe look in the fireplace or something.
All right. I'll just lock it into
Harold,
this one because
you were going to meet with your contact to trade this big stone. So I'm assuming that you just lied to me about old Tom having the stone, because there's no reason for you to meet with your contact if you don't know where that stone is.
At this point,
Harold, do you want to go back in the tomb?
at this point, Henry looks and goes, "Hang on a moment. What kind of size of this stone you were looking for?"
I'm going to gesture like how everyone else has gestured so far.
He goes, "Harold, I made you a box like that size about 2-3 days ago." No. Different thing. Different thing. Completely different thing.
Harold, you gotta stop lying. Because this is just taking longer, and the longer it takes, the more likely that whatever's going to happen to old Tom is going to happen to you.
At this point, Henry,
Harold,
well,
I thought we were good friends.
at this point,
I've been treating you like one of my good friends so far. And I find out that you've been lying to me like this. I don't know if I can go on treating you so nicely.
Harold is again descending into stuttering, and Henry just kind of goes, "Well, if it is that box, you're looking for a box about the same size, only slightly wider, and it's got this like nice well, we did it from like orange boxes and stuff, so they're like at the side. There's all these little like design bits from where the used to be a box before. You'll know it if you see it. It looks like
All right,
Arthur.
well.
It looks like this," and he does a sort of vague thing, and you just hear a from behind him.
All right, so Harold, why don't you take us to your house? Maybe we can help you locate this box.
Okay. And you go. Harold starts going over, and you just hear this voice go, Harold, that's your house there. Where you going?
Oh, Harold, come on, man.
I'm gonna grab Harold on the shoulder really firmly and be like, "Oh man, I can understand it's been a really stressful day that you might get that confused. So let's go over to your house right there."
Yep.
And I
So,
kind of drag him, kind of drag him along.
yeah, you drag him to the house. He
Yep.
very grudgingly opens the door, and standing literally a foot away from the door is this very large package stone in this wooden box.
Oh wow! Look, it's right there. The thing that you all day have told us you didn't know where it was. Oh man, Harold. Oh man! And I close the door behind us
Mm-hmm.
as we're in his house, and I then look at Derman, and I'm like, "And you think this man is worth saving?"
Harold, you're making it very, very hard to help you with this.
But it's just a stone. It's quite cold now. And he sort of points at it and sort of says, do you not feel the cold? That's why we needed the box.
The cold? Is it cold?
You put your hand near the box with the thing in it. You can feel it's emitting a strong sense of cold.
Oh yeah, it's freezing.
Well, Harold, so far, and I'm going to just run through what we figured out. You've lied to us first. You know who also lied? The man in the mirror. We know that we're dealing with a demonic entity somewhere, but no one's seen it except you. And apparently it's talked to you while others are in the room and no one else has seen it. So I have a really big sneaking suspicion that Harold's possessed.
Harold,
What?
so I'm gonna open this box, Harold.
Okay.
And you are just going to stand there because I am starting to side with my friends on this. And while I can argue to the high heavens to spare your life, but if things keep going against you the way they have been, I might just have to do something about it. And I don't want to.
Hey, Hugh, I think it's time for you to use that crowbar on this box.
You're
Okay.
muted. Okay.
You
I grab out my crowbar and rip the top off of that box.
It splinters open with ease. It looks like the box was basically designed to be decorative rather than being actual, much protection. You open it, and inside is a very, very, very deep red gem.
Well, this would look great at the bottom of a tankard.
It's about the size. You'd probably say it's about the size of literally, if you cut the waist and below off of the dwarf that gave you this mission, it'd be about the size of his torso and head. It's pretty chunky.
It's the bottom of a barrel.
Is there inscription on it?
You look at the front of it. You pull the last of the boards away that were covering the front of it. It looks like it had some inscription, and it looks like about half of it has been sanded down, and then the other half is still visible.
Hmm.
He didn't finish it, but it's fine. It'll do.
No, there's no finishing it. We have to repair that.
But then it's got scratches.
I say we give this to Topaz.
Demon?
Okay, here's what I'm thinking. We give it to Topaz and we explain what's happened, but we also give him sandpaper and tell him that he just needs to finish sanding it himself. And then he sands it. He gets turned like old Tom. This town's in a better place, and we're up a bunch of money.
Hmm. You do have a point there. Hmm.
Big family jewels.
Big family jewels. You are correct, Hugh.
He was very upset about his family jewels.
He was very upset about his family jewels, and we'd be
We
hard pressed.
fulfilled our contract and then some, and
Mm.
we've helped this town by taking care of the asshole who's in charge of it. The only loose end, and I look at Harold.
I mean, if he couldn't even tell us straight, and we were trying to save his life, I doubt that he'll say anything.
We can make sure of that.
Hmm.
I also am pretty sure that if anyone is possessed by the demon, it's Harold.
I have no idea what kind of check I could make on that. Religion?
You can do a religion check if you want.
All right, let's try. Okay. Nope.
You
can actually see how progressively worse my rolls have gotten.
They got a little better and then worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You try a couple
You
of
went
things.
8-9-5.
You sort of like push across into his hand and all this stuff and see if anything works. Nothing seems to react, and Harold just seems more confused the more you do anything.
Let's pour some salt in his eyes. I hear that demons don't like salt.
I mean,
And the eyes are the window of the soul. You know, it's like how witches float, so does
if you're going to kill the man, just kill the man. Don't torture him.
I'm just saying the way you test witches to see the way, see if they weigh
Burner.
the same as the duck, right? Like that's how you test to see if it's a witch, because witches float and ducks both float, so you just see if they're the same weight. It makes sense. And I'm just saying,
Okay, because we're invoking the witch trials over here.
I'm just saying that that's how you test for a witch. The best thing I can think of is with demons, you use salt. You know that we know demons are weak against salt, and we know that demons go through, like, you know, attack the soul, and the eyes are the window to the soul. So logically, you just pour salt in the eyes.
I
then you
don't
can-
think Harold's a demon. I just think he's a coward and a pathological liar.
All right. Anyway, so Topaz idea. Give Topaz the gem.
Yeah, we'll give Topaz the gem. Tell him to clean it up himself. Hopefully, he'll turn to dust, and the demon can fuck off. And we'll probably get a contract to take care of it later on.
That's what I'm thinking. More work.
Get a contract to find the demon that we already found.
I mean, half the battle's already done. We just need to get a giant fancy mirror.
Our current contract is literally only to find out who was stealing the gem and what was going on. That's
And
all we
rough
need
him
to
up.
know.
Well, we've already roughed them up a bit.
Yep.
We
Put a
kicked
bucket
him
on his head and
once,
kicked him.
and that's about it.
You kicked him. That's like 3 kicks there.
He didn't learn. He lied to us almost immediately afterwards.
Again, pathological liar, and he's a coward.
That doesn't make it okay.
All right. Well, let's get this to Topaz. We can figure out how to handle Hugh later.
Okay. So what do you want to do with the gem? You want to take the gem with you?
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll put it back together.
we'll put the box
Box back
no,
together.
we splintered it. We'll get Henry to rebox it, and then we'll just take it to Topaz and give it to him.
Oh, well, we'll take it to Frederick because Topaz isn't coming down here.
No, because Frederick is the brother-in-law to the guy who hired us, his arch rival. We don't want to give it to Frederick.
Oh, that's right. We don't want to give it to Frederick.
In fact, we should be roughing up Frederick as a part of our contract. Like, that's kind of... Like, that's
Yeah,
what we
he-
signed on to do, right?
Yeah, you can play buckets with him.
Hugh, you want to play buckets?
Yo, I win.
All right.
All right.
So,
Well, we can send letters with Miss Crab Lady, I guess. Cause she...
no, I want to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's also getting kind of late for me.
So, I say we send the gem to Topaz and explain the situation to him and tell him that he just needs to clean up the inscription on it and tell him that we've found that there was a secret treasure room. We'll just write a big long note, send it to him. He's already paid us in advance, and I hold up the big jingly bag.
That was a deposit. So, or like a forward. I think it was a deposit. Anyways, we'll probably get paid more for this.
All right, let's hand deliver it then.
All right.
Let's first go beat up Frederick.
Yeah, all right, let's go beat up Frederick.
All right. So the time slot ends and it gets into the evening. I assume you're going to the inn to
Yes.
see Frederick. Okay. Are you dropping the box off first, or are you taking it with you? What are you doing?
I'm gonna drop the box off with Henry
Okay.
and explain to him that we just need it reboxed up and that we're gonna take it because it's what's containing the demon right now.
Okay. And what are you doing with Harold?
Oh, Harold's coming with me.
Okay.
He's gonna watch us beat the fuck out of Frederick.
So you walk into the inn, and at this point, the barkeep sort of looks at you and goes, "Harold, these gentlemen's been waiting all day for you. He says you had your meeting. You're late." I've been everywhere today. If I can't. At this point, this very large human in a very ill-fitting fancy regalia stands up and goes, "Hello, I'm Duke Frederick. How can I help you, Harold?"
There, Frederick. We know your brother-in-law.
Oh, wonderful. He told you how wealthy and wonderful I am, I hope.
No, he told that this was a ruse. And we've actually been hired by Mr. Topaz to teach you a lesson.
That's a lot of jokes there. Well done. Now, seriously, young man, you're not serious, are you?
Have you met our friend Hugh?
Hugh likes to play a game.
I mean, I partial to game of cards myself.
It's not cards, but if you come outside, we'll show you.
He sort of very reluctantly stands up and goes, No, I'm fine just talking to Harold here. Harold, come sit down quickly and let's get this over with.
Oh no, Harold's with us now.
Okay.
Right, Harold? I just like how I've been really threatening this entire time.
Squeaking
before-
Threatening.
Before things get too far, I'm going to deposit some more gold coins onto the bar table for the inconveniences that we are about to demonstrate.
Oh, that's a good point. Hey, Duke, you're going to want to settle your tab now.
I
With
mean,
all that money you have.
I have all this money here, and he takes out a large bag of gold and sits into it and says, "See, I have this fantastic amount of gold here."
Oh, excellent. That's hers now. Come with me.
No. This is my personal
Uh-huh.
fund to purchase all these gems.
No.
No.
That's hers now. And I gesture to the waitress. Come on.
What do you want me to
If
do?
you were really a duke, you wouldn't be here by yourself. So come on.
At this point, the barmaid just goes, "Wait a minute, do you mean that bag of money is mine?"
Yeah, oh yeah, that's yours. Right, Duke?
No. God, no. I couldn't just give this much away. I mean, what is she, a mistress?
Oh, no,
no.
you're paying for the inconvenience. You're not giving it away, you're paying. Come on.
He reluctantly sort of steps away and just, you see him like really reluctantly leave the bag, and he just goes, but surely I should get something for my money. I'm a joke after all.
Come on outside. We'll show you what you're going to get for your money. Hugh, it's time to play your game.
I win.
Okay. He walks outside.
Win.
So you're now outside the inn. What do you want to do?
All right, so he's outside the inn. We put a bucket on his head.
Okay.
And while Hugh is spinning him around, we all take turns kicking him in the gut.
So he collapses onto the ground, dizzy and violently vomiting. You hear, between vomits, you hear, "You haven't heard the last of Joke Frederick." And he starts crawling his way towards
through the garbage in your mouth.
He starts crawling his way towards the cart. At this point, you see that the villagers have a massive pyre. So Henry's been building this pyre for Tom the Elder to be sort of last of him to be cremated on. And at this point, you hear a scream resonate out through the village. And when you look at it, the sort of old woman you recognise from the market earlier runs up saying, "Roderick's dead!"
What a shame.
All right. Okay, let me just try to find some sympathy. How?
He's a pile and the thing. He's like dust. I went looking for
Not getting
Deborah.
paid enough for this.
Well, that's a problem.
I went looking for me daughter, and she's not there, and this pile of dust is there, but it's got Roderick's ring on its finger.
Well.
What do you want to do, Derman?
Well, I don't think Roderick had anything to do with the gems. So that means giving Topaz the gem and telling him to clean it up himself won't get the desired effect.
Damn it.
I mean, we can still shank him afterwards and bring all his
Frederick
jewels
still
back.
crawling away?
Frederick is still
give him a
very
swift-
pathetically crawling away back towards the...
I give him a swift boot out of anger and frustration that my plan isn't going to work.
Sure. You hear a sickening
well, this
crunch
is still
of
the
bone.
original plan was to rough up these guys.
Yeah,
so.
this was the plan. Or this was the contract.
Listen. Derman, we fulfilled our contract. We could go. I'd be okay with that.
But now we got a demon running around loose, and I really need to start getting ready for bed.
Don't see this as a problem. At least not a problem for my character.
Yeah, unfortunately, all my characters seem to have a little bit of a moral high ground.
Well, there's your problem.
Yeah.
I will do my best to wrap this up in the next half an hour if I can.
Okay. Because while nobody liked Roderick, this still falls outside of what we previously theorized of what happens with the demon and the gems.
All right, let's go investigate Roderick then.
Let's
Also,
go.
I like how this town is just accepted that we're just going to investigate shit.
I mean, we're a bunch of heavily armed heavily armed adventurers. What the fuck are they going to do about it?
Bunch of
They got a
heavily
demon
armed-
girl.
We don't have a demon girl.
Hugh has a point.
No.
Hugh
No.
has a point. We could easily end this with the demon girl.
If she is demon girl, which I don't think she is.
Fire! Burn demon.
No.
Or,
No.
actually, you know what? Roderick does have a connection to this.
How?
Look at Harold.
Harold, is there something you're not telling us?
What?
Well, we know old Tom and you were working together on this gem deal, and we know that Roderick wanted to kill Harold because Roderick believes Harold is the father of his ex-wife's kid. Harold, are you the father?
What? No, what?
Did you or did you not sleep with a married man's wife?
Why? Why would I do that?
That was a yes or no question.
He sort of looks at you like he's really not sure what you want, and then just kind of goes, "No,
Don't lie to me again.
no,
And if I go ask her,
no, I didn't."
she'll say that you've never slept with me beyond a reasonable doubt. That's what she'll say?
She scares me.
Sorry?
She scares me.
She scares you.
It's nodding frantically.
So you haven't slept with her? Hold on, I'll just go inside for a second.
Okay.
Corroborate your story.
Okay. You walk inside. The barmaid is looking at a couple of coins, going, "These are very strange. I've never seen anything like this."
Hey, I have a question for you. Now that you have all this money and stuff,
Yes.
and just keep that in mind that how you procured that. Have you ever slept with my new good friend out there? I keep forgetting his name. Harold.
Are you paying me to sleep with Harold?
No. I don't want you to sleep with him now. I'm questioning the validity of what your ex-husband has said.
No, I have not slept with Harold.
Never, ever.
No.
So if I was to kill Harold, you wouldn't care? He's not the father of your son?
He is not the father of my son. I have never met the father of my son beyond the one night we had together.
Kie? Who was the father of your son?
Since you have paid me, I suppose I can tell you. About 12 years ago, do you remember Princess Tyrande, the one who married the prince about 12 years ago? We had a celebration for the thing because she is from Hertfordshire. She was one of the old Tom's sister's children, I think, if I remember right, or something like that. And when she got married, there was a big celebration in town, and we partook in a village-wide. Let's just say we had some of the local mushrooms as a village to celebrate.
Okay.
Now, the problem
GH,
is
got
that
it.
during this thing, a certain wanderer turned up in town, and, well, let's just say things happened, and 9 months after Mr. Wanderer was here, well, four of the
Are you
girls in
telling
town-
me
four of the
that
girls in
Mr.
town,
Mr. Warzo is the father?
No. This is long before Mr. Weasel. This is a good 12 years ago now. But 9 months after, four of the girls in town were all pregnant with child, all gave birth on the same day, almost exactly the same time. And all of the children, as you see, my Daniel, Abby, who was with Henry and Arthur, the two son and daughter twins, of Ruth and Isaiah, and also Mrs. Krabbitt's young one, I think it's Colin Cable or something like that. Yes, so all the five of them all hang around together because they are. Yes, I know there is a slight identity look between all of them, and yes, I get it, but it's part of the twisted history of this town.
We got 5 demon children, is what you're telling me.
We do not have demon children.
They
Pull
are
out
not
my
demon
axe.
children. Yes,
Chip, thank you for letting me know.
I mean, they all have a couple of similarities. Yes, none of them talk, but It's just the way children are. They're just very happy. They do their schoolwork and they just get by. It's never been a
Wait.
problem.
All of the siblings don't talk?
No, they have never uttered a word in their life. Even Ruth and
You
Isaiah's
should
youngest.
look at German.
Ruth and Isaiah's youngest has never spoken a word in his life either, and he got bullied badly by his older brother. Never spoke once, never even cried.
Hey, Derman.
Don't look at me.
Derman.
Don't.
Derman, we got some demon children.
Oh, fuck's sakes.
You still want to deal with this demon problem?
I really don't want to go around killing kids.
They're not children. They're demons.
They are. How do you even know? All we have is a
Salt.
wandering dude. We're not putting salt into children's eyes just because they look a little bit different, just because they're decidedly mute.
Never cried. Babies never crying. They all have a weird bond.
They're all the same age.
All right. Well, anyway, they're either demons or they're witches. Your choice. I'll get a duck.
Either way, you're just going to kill them.
That genuinely broke me. I'm sorry.
No, there's no fucking ducks around because the only thing that grows here is a single cow and a bunch of sheep.
That's the only livestock. There can be ducks. All right, I walk back out to Hugh and Harold, who are sitting in the street, and I go, Harold, you damn lucky you didn't lie to me. Now stop sniffing around another man's wife. Or ex-wife or whatever. You weaselly little bastard.
I don't think he is. I think dude's just crazy.
He's a weaselly little bastard.
Yeah, well...
All right, let's go investigate the fucking body.
All right. You wander over to Roderick's hovel. You open the door. There is hundreds and hundreds of empty bottles lying around. And you follow a very obvious trail that's been left by someone clearing the way, and sort of snakes through the house till you get to the kitchen at the back. As you get to the kitchen at the back, you see on the floor is obviously the same kind of body as old Tom, sort of desiccated body. And on the floor, directly in front of you, is what looks like two shattered plates, all containing what looks like the remnants of food. What do you want to do?
2 plates?
Yep.
So he was hosting someone for dinner.
Wait. Where is Mrs. Kravitz?
Mrs. Kravitz is the other side of the village.
Because she said that she went out of her door and there he was. She went in here. She went in here and saw this. There are 2 plates. There are too many loose ends.
I just say razz the village. And
We're not raising the village.
full murder hobo right there.
Yeah.
All right. Mysterious stranger 12 years ago?
Yep.
12?
Yep.
12 years ago, 5 kids, weird eyes.
Okay, one of them's albino. One of them's albino, the other one has their mother's eyes.
Weird eyes. I'm just going through the list, all right? And there's a big rock that was holding a demon who was living in a mirror, and Hugh is most definitely possessed.
Henry. He was our good friend.
Or sorry, Hugh. Hugh could be possessed, let's face it. Harold.
I mean, Harold.
Harold is most likely possessed.
Or the demon is actually like helping him by killing these people who were threatening his life. But then why would the old man die?
Because he was cleaning the stone. I don't know. Because he was trying to take too much of a cut from Harold?
Okay.
I will say at this point you're getting into the night's lot, and as you trying to look for where you want to go, you hear the sound of most of the villagers being around the market, and they seem to be preparing the pyre to light for old Tom. A couple of them turn up at Roderick's house, and
I don't
as
know
you
why
hear-
there's a pyre. You can just sweep him up into a fucking vase and throw it into the.
a couple of folk turn up and ask if you would mind if they take Roderick's body for the pyre as well.
Yeah, get this bastard out of here.
Yeah,
Okay.
all right.
Right, so they drag Roderick's body out. Your choices are the market, the inn, let me just double check. Sorry, the mine, the inn, or the market.
Market. It's got the most commotion.
Yeah.
To the market.
All right, you go along to the market. You see they sort of pull Roderick's body on. They light the pyres, and they seem to just be standing around. You do notice at this point the 5 kids that you were aware of sitting in a line with the albino one in the middle and the rest on either side. They do look horrendously identical, as in the only thing telling them apart is the different hair colours.
Hey, Derman.
Yeah, I see him.
At this point, you hear the sound of sobbing, and you see outside the inn, you see the sobbing form of Tom, who is crying and clutching something to his chest.
What the hell has he got? All right, I'm gonna go
I'll
see
go
what he's
over
got.
to Tom.
Right.
What you got there, only Tom?
He points a finger towards the rest of them and says, "They killed Terry!
They killed who now?
Terry!" He sort of gestures the bundle in his arms, and as he sort of gestures down to you, you see what's obviously the desiccated body of some kind of animal. Looks like maybe a dog or a cat.
What the fuck is so?
Who did this to you, only Tom?
They said the
did it.
kids.
And he points at the creepy kids. He says, "They always do it. They did it. They killed my grandfather. Now they killed Terry."
Didn't you say you killed your father?
His grandfather. They killed his grandfather. Old Tom.
No, like, yeah, they killed old Tom. But didn't you say that you poisoned your dad, Big Tom?
I didn't, but I like to say I did because people look at me more better than if I've got an edge.
I didn't
can't.
catch any of that.
Yeah.
He sort of turns to you and says that he did, but he didn't really because he only he thinks people would talk to him more if they think he had some kind of what he describes as an edge.
Oh, good.
Edgelord kids.
Fantastic.
All right,
Good.
so how did they kill your animal and your grandfather?
He just sort of holds the bundle out to you, and it's obviously like it's becoming more and more like dust the more he moves it. And it's like, I don't know, it's Terry.
Can we kill the kids yet?
We're not killing the kids.
What? You want us to hunt the demon?
The demon is not the kids. The
Are you
kids are
sure?
just weird.
100% on that? Like,
100%.
bet your life on it?
You know what? Fucking strike me down.
All right. if the kids turn out to be a demon,
I put a bucket on his
I
head
will-
and
I
punch
will-
him in the head.
I will play a round of buckets with you.
just in case, let's go find a duck.
All right. As you sort of look around the village, you see young Tom. He turns and points at the kids again. The kids all turn in unison and look at him, and all sort of tilt their heads slightly. And he just
Okay, that's
screams and just runs off, clutching again this bundle to him, close to him.
I meant to give him that fucking amulet because he's the last Tom.
Only Tom, come back.
All right.
Well,
Are you wanting to talk to anyone else at the market? Most people seem to be there. If not, I'll move on to the morning slot.
these creepy kids.
Yeah, let's go
doing
talk to
anything
the
else?
kid.
Okay. You go
Hello.
stand to the kids. What do you want to say?
Are you a demon or a witch?
Oh my god.
They all just look at you, tilt their head slightly, untilt their head, and turn back. All of them at the exact same time.
They're just weird kids.
They are not just weird kids.
Oh, like you weren't a weird kid when you were a child.
I may have been a singular weird kid, but there are 5 weird kids. And you know what's weird? I'm pretty sure 5 are the points of a pentagram. I'm just putting that out there.
We have 5 fingers.
is
We have 5
counting.
toes.
1T, 2T, 3T, 4T.
All right, fine. We're not killing the kids yet. Yet.
5T?
Yet.
All right, let's go to the morning slot.
Okay. The night rolls on. The pyre extinguishes by morning. The morning. The market or the school.
Oh, the school. Opposition? You
No,
think that's a bad choice there?
we're
Light
going to
school
the
on
school.
fire?
We're not lighting the school on fire.
It's
We're
not a
just going
school,
to the
it's a
school.
barn.
All right. You go to the schoolhouse. Who seems to be teaching is the old woman that you remember from the other night, who seems quite distressed. But she seems to be teaching something about sheep shearing to the 5 children, who you all look exactly the same, but don't seem to be responding. They just seem to all be staring into space. What do you want to do?
Wait. This town only has 5 kids?
Other than Tom.
Only Tom?
Yes.
Don't think
Don't.
that's weird, huh? I'm just standing back and I'm judging my companion at this point. No. You're 100% right.
As you walk
No
in,
nothing weird about this.
as you walk in, the woman who is the sort of teaching goes, right, excuse me, class. I need to go speak to some people. She walks in and goes, hello there. How can I help you? You haven't found me daughter, have you?
We're investigating the
Family
strange
jewels.
deaths. We've solved the family jewels thing.
We've
Right.
solved family things.
All right, well,
Okay, we're now about the dust people.
Just
all right, well, if you find me daughter, let me know. I'm really worried about her. Isaiah's been out all night trying to find her, and he can't see her yet.
Trying to find who now?
Deborah, me daughter. She went to take food to Roderick last night, and she's not been seen since.
Wait. Are there supposed to be more kids in this classroom?
Oh, the only one that's meant to be here is young Tom, but he ain't showing up today. Don't know what's happened to him either. Strange, it's really queer. All these people keep disappearing.
Oh, that is really strange. Right, German? Really strange. No relation whatsoever.
really strange. Really strange.
Yes, thank you, Hugh.
Really strange.
Hmm.
All right.
God fucking damn it.
I like how clearly that came through. So, my contract's being fulfilled here, but we're pretty sure there's a demon about. So we're investigating that. So if you've seen anything supernatural, let me know. In particular, let Derman know, and make sure to keep a really good eye on the children because children are most affected by demonic things.
You
Right,
don't
Derek?
know that.
At this point, you hear the sort of sound of hubbub from the market. You see that the sort of fancy coach is leaving with the very blood-soaked Frederick on it. Who looks like he slept in the coach last night before it left. And as he leaves, he sees you all and gives you appropriate hand gestures.
And we wave.
And as he leaves, there's another scream comes from the marketplace.
Oh,
And
for fuck's sakes.
down one of the alleyways, someone screams that they found another body.
Oh, okay.
As this comes out, you feel the ground beneath your feet rumble.
That
And
is decidedly not good.
From the well,
Sorry, cheese
green
bad.
and purple smoke starts billowing out. And as it rolls through villager after villager, it reduces them immediately from being alive to being dust in seconds. The great rumble continues, and from the mine itself, and from below the well itself, this huge creature just rises up from the ground, speaking a very ancient language. Loosely translated, it might as well just say, "You have not saved the world."
Should have killed the kids.
It wasn't the goddamn kids!
So yeah, apologies, the end was a little bit rushed, but I'd rather get the end of the story out than have to cut it short. So, but
Yes.
yeah, it would have been a little bit more detail at the end, but either which way, you did not save the
Hugh
world.
holds up his bucket.
The bucket will save me!
So what I will do
Play
is
buckets.
I will give you guys folk find you. And what do
Oh
you guys,
no,
what
he
do you guys
froze.
Oh no!
No! No!
Dun, dun,
Oh.
dun.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
oh, eat, eat,
Oh.
do? Oh,
I think we're back.
hey, the gremlin's gone. Okay, cool. They're back.
Yep.
Cool. So where can folk
Yeah.
find you? What do you guys do?
So we are the Flicks XRayed podcast. You can find us on all your podcatcher apps, as well as on Twitter and Facebook, Instagram, all the popular social media platforms. We put out a podcast every week where we review a movie. Some of them great, some of them not good at all. We have a lot of fun talking about it. And in November 13th, we are going to be doing a 24-hour live stream to raise money for children's hospitals in our area. And we would love for people to tune in because we're going to be doing a horror-themed zombie apocalypse style role-playing game.
Fantastic.
So have a lot of fun with that. Me and Ryan co-DM it. So
Awesome.
Are we giving out prizes for that one?
I believe so. We will have prizes.
Awesome. Well, as I said, let me know, guys, and I will promote the hell out of you guys because you guys are fantastic. I love having you guys on. So yeah.
And our bullshittery.
Things I love doing this is because it has so many different takes and different people and different ways people run through the story. So you guys were fantastic, and it was great to have you guys on.
I would be really mad if it was those fucking kids.
I just realised that for some reason chat is not showing up on the stream, but then again, it's fine. I'll just make sure that there's all the plugs and stuff when it goes live and everything that's there. So if you want to look for these folks, they are found over on is it everywhere at Flicks XRayed or is it Flicks _XRayed? Because that's your Twitch.
The Twitch is Flicks _XRayed, but everywhere else it's just one, no underscore. Flicks XRayed.
Awesome.
Twitch is the only one I had to put an underscore in it.
That's fine. All right. So what I'll do is I'll just wind this up and just say thank you very much for everyone that's been watching. You guys have always been fantastic for watching along. I hope you all enjoyed. I think we have one more live one. I might be wrong. I think we have one more live one coming in a week or so. But I don't know who that is yet, Dragon. So a lot of stuff. I'm just the idiot that runs it. But yes, thank you very much, everyone that's been watching. You've all been great. These guys have also been fantastic. Please go check them out at Flicks XRayed. I am going to wind the stream up, and then I'm going to let them ask all the questions that they want to know the answers for. So let me just see very quickly if anyone is on that we can roll into. I don't think there will be. No, there's no one on. So you know what? We're just going to call it there. So thank you very much, everyone. Always a pleasure.
Bye.
You all take care. Good
Bye
night.
bye.
See you later. And